We're live from South Charlotte on this Friday night. It is week 4 of the 2023 Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. Tonight, Charlotte Christian here at home, 5-2, hosting Providence Day at 7-0, a rematch of last year's NCISAA title game. And this is the one that everyone's been anticipating throughout this entire high school football season, and we are here ready for our 4th edition of the season as well. Could be the best. Hello again, everyone. Welcome in. Corey Hodges alongside Armand Brody, Jay Bell, our entire team here with you tonight, Armand. And this is one that, you know, if you have to circle one on the calendar, if you have to go and say, what matchup do I want to see when I'm looking at Charlotte High School area football, it's obviously this one, and this was before the season even began. Here's Providence Day, Armand, 7-0, a rematch of the title game last year. Charlotte Christian wants some get back from that game. Providence Day under the so well-known head coach Chad Greer. They want to keep their season going. One of, if not the most explosive offense in the country for the Chargers of Providence Day. This is going to be possibly the matchup of the high school football season here in Charlotte.
Corey, at about 6:15, I looked up at the sky and I saw a rainbow over the stadium. And I said to myself, this is appropriate somehow. You know how I feel?
Yeah.
I feel like it's Thanksgiving and we have so much food in front of us that it's like, where do you start? Do you start with the dressing? Do you start with the turkey? They're doing the coin toss now. Do you start with the dressing? Do you start with the yams? Do you start with the cranberry sauce? There is so much amazing talent on the field here tonight that we have a buffet of talent, a smorgasbord board of talent on this field tonight. And we've been spoiled, man.
I know.
We've been spoiled. We have said throughout these 9 games that we've done how much of a privilege it is to do these games, but tonight it is particularly fascinating and an honor for us, honestly, because of the talent that will be on this field tonight. Truly spectacular.
Truly spectacular is right. You're also making me really hungry, Armand, with all of that. I was wondering how deep into the Thanksgiving menu you were going to go.
I know.
It seems in an interminable wait between now and that Thanksgiving feast. Maybe we can have our pre-feast here tonight. I mean, look at Providence Day, 7-0, and what they've done. Look at this offense: 49-13, 62-10, 59-21. This is a team that sometimes doesn't even get over 25 total offensive snaps in a football game. We know the offense is one of the best, of course, led by quarterback, signal caller Jaden Davis, who has so much attention on him. But Armand, on the other side, this Charlotte Christian team under their first-year head coach, they're looking for the same kind of thing. When we talked to head coach Chris James earlier this week, in fact, yesterday, even he said, we were banged up last year in the title game, but we're not this time.
Right.
They want their lick back, as the kids say.
There you go. Both teams are relatively healthy. We spoke with both coaches this week, and they felt that for this being the 8th game of the season, both these teams were about as prepared physically as they could be for this football game. And that bodes well for us because it means that we've got the best players out here on display as Providence Day takes the field. And in just a moment, Charlotte Christian's going to follow.
Yeah, here comes Providence Day. Chad Greer, 7-0 Chargers. What they've done over the last couple seasons, for those of us here in the Charlotte area who go back 6, 7, 8 years, if you've been here for a while, of course you will remember Chad Greer when he was with Davidson Day. Of course, that's where Sam Hartman came from. You know about Sam Hartman if you pay attention to your Saturday college football. He's kind of done the same thing here at Providence Day. I mean, there's a reason that his son Will Greer plays in the NFL right now. He is one of the most well-respected coaches anywhere. Last season, 12-1. They've had a share or an overall win in the state title game the last 3 years. Armand, obviously, this Providence Day team looks primed for a 4th title chance, but they're going to have to get through Charlotte Christian tonight. And even Greer told us, Armand, this week and then next week, probably the 2 toughest tests of the season for them when you look at not only tonight, but also coming up next week against Rabun Gap.
Well, listening to Jaden Davis, he did an interview with the Charlotte Observer this week, and he was talking about how this is a typical week and we just want to keep our routine. I don't believe a word of it, as the Charlotte Christian Knights take the field.
Here they come at their home place. 5-2, coming off a win themselves. You know, everyone's talking about Providence Day and their undefeated mark. And also speaking of Rabun Gap, that was a tough loss for Charlotte Christian, 28-13. Everyone talks about how good that defensive line is for Rabun Gap. But a bounce back last week against Christ School. It's time for the anthem, and we will jump away and come back nearing kickoff here on the NFHS Network.
Senior Graham Cash. Graham.
Please bow your heads. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for our family and friends and everything that you've given to us today. Thank you for waking us up with the heartbeat this morning. I pray that you would help us to have a good conduct game, a great game to the best of our abilities, both for Charlotte Christian and PD. And I pray that you keep everybody safe tonight and that your will will be done in these players' hearts. In your name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Charlotte Christian Senior Carson Betzel. Carson.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Nice job, Carson Betzel. We'll have the kickoff in just a moment.
I want to jump right in here as we welcome you back, Corey Hodges and Armand Brody. Let's jump right into the Ortho Carolina keys to this game. Ball control, let's talk about that first. Jaden Davis, Michigan commit, 26 passing touchdowns this year, completion percentage of 79. Offense has scored at least 42 points in every game this year. The surest way to contain this offense is to keep them off the field. That means Charlotte Christian needs good, long, substantive possessions where they can grind away at this Providence Day defense and keep Providence Day's offense off the field. Make an early statement. Providence Day gets off to fast starts. They had 4 touchdowns in 8 plays last week in the first quarter and get to Davis with 4. That means that Charlotte Christian needs to be able to get to Jaden Davis without having to bring linebackers and defensive backs. That will be key to their success tonight.
Those are the Ortho Carolina keys to the game presented by Ortho Carolina. And here we go. This thing's ready to jump off here. About 4 minutes past the top of the hour. It'll be Charlotte Christian to kick away to Providence Day to start this Friday night, a much anticipated Friday night. As off and away we go from South Charlotte. This one taken at about the 5-yard line, and the return is bounced out by Brody Barnhart. Barnhart was initially closed down. He gets back to around the 10-yard line. Maybe he ultimately gets about 4 or 5 yards out of that. He tried to double back and do the end around Armand. Not much there.
Not much there at all. Really good start for Charlotte Christian as they forced Providence Day way back inside the 10-yard line. And now it's time for the Michigan commit, Jaden Davis, one of the players of the year preseason, according to the Charlotte Observer. Chad Greer says this guy is our guy. He is it with a capital I-T. And we're going to see this offense right now, this high-powered offense that has not scored less than 42 points in any game this season.
Yeah, this offense is so well renowned. An early movement here. We'll see who moved. It looked like quite a few for Charlotte Christian did. This may be 5 yards here for Providence Day early.
And it is. That's something we talked about with Chris James, head coach in his first year with Charlotte Christian. Penalties, you know, when you have this much talent on the field, you've got to be disciplined, right? And you can't be giving extra yards to a team, especially with this kind of talent, Providence Day's offense.
1st and 5 from the 13-yard line after the 5-yard encroachment penalty. Here is Jaden Davis. You give him time in the pocket. Normally he's able to complete it. That time he gets it to Jordan Shipp, the 6'2 wideout senior. Also a defensive back pulls that in for a first down.
Jordan Shipp is on his way to the University of North Carolina. He's simply superb. He is a phenomenal wide receiver.
And Providence Day moves quick. Shipp had a big last week. That one is pulled in, and that is a first down catch and run. This time Gordon Sellers. So 2 different explosive wideouts for Providence Day involved early. That's going to move the ball up here close to midfield, about 5 yards from it. 1st and 10. Davis hanging in, now stepping up, slings it. That one is incomplete, as Davis was looking for Channing Goodwin, 2nd down.
Good coverage that time by Micah Gilbert. Looked like Jaden was trying to maybe force that one into a bit of coverage. Charlotte Christian playing a zone here early, trying to confuse Jaden a bit. And that time Micah Gilbert, who's on his way to Notre Dame, a defensive back and wide receiver for the Charlotte Christian team, had to break up.
Channing Goodwin last Friday, 2 catches, 46 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Davis hangs in, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down, so Davis, he was crystal clear on his first 2, and he's incomplete on his last 2.
Charlotte Christian brought some extra rushers, but still the offensive line gave Jaden some pretty good time. They could not make the connection, and now an early 3rd down here for Charlotte Christian. I talk about making an early statement. Here's a chance for this Charlotte Christian Knights defense to get off the field.
3rd and 10 from the 46. The key, it seems, against Providence Day is to bother Jaden Davis. And so we'll see if Charlotte Christian can step up here on 3rd and 10. But first, we've got a penalty.
Another offside penalty, Corey. That's not going to get the job done. There's a big difference between 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 10, especially when you've got a quarterback with the arm talent and the just the IQ of Jaden Davis. And that was one of the things even Chad Greer, his head coach, said to us. He has mastered, just an interesting word choice there. He said, Chad Greer said, Jaden has mastered our scheme.
Yeah, which is dangerous if you know anything about Jaden Davis. So now it's 3rd and 5. It's actually 1 yard to the good inside of Charlotte Christian territory. That one is incomplete. No flags, and it will bring up 4th down. Gordon Sellers targeted twice on that drive, couldn't come up with either, and Providence Day will punt.
Gordon Sellers is a sophomore, but man, Chad Greer had so many things to say in a positive manner about Gordon Sellers. I don't see anybody leaving the field here for this Providence Day offense. It shouldn't surprise us, as high-powered an offense as it is. Oh my, here's a big roll of the dice for Providence Day. With this kind of talent, though, how do you not feel confident going for it with all this D1 Power 5 talent you got on the field?
When you look all around the field, like you said, Armand, it's like a Thanksgiving meal in a way. You know, you look everywhere. How can you defend this? Here's Providence Day, 4th and 5. And will they go for it? We've got another flag. Not a timeout, but a flag.
It's a false start this time on Providence Day. And now what does Chad Greer do? Do you still want to go for this on 4th and 10 now from the minus side of the field? It looks like they will. as there are no changes being made from offense to special teams. So here we go, 4th and 10, a big play just the 52 seconds into this ball game.
And that's the expectation. That's what Chad Greer told us. Every time we have the ball, we expect to score. But trying to pick up a 4th and 10, and this is going to be close. Jalen Himes ahead. Did he lose the football at the end, trying for that extra yardage? I think he did. Yes, turnover, Charlotte Christian football, as Jalen Himes had the first down, Armand, then the football came out.
So a great job on his part of struggling to try to move the sticks. He did not have the first down on the initial catch. But, man, Charlotte Christian, they swarmed to him, stand him up, and then forced the turnover. A massive play, which is exactly what we said. Charlotte Christian needed an early statement. They just got it.
You know, Chris James was so fired up before this game coming in. What was one of the things that he really talked about with all of this? It was, we got to get turnovers.
And here is the turnover. You got 1, 2, 3 guys in there, and that ball was poked out, and Charlotte Christian gets it.
That was Cross Killian who did make the turnover happen. Quick scramble here on the first drive for Owen Farrell. He gets outside, picks up a couple, 2nd down.
Owen Farrell, the quarterback of Charlotte Christian, about 6 feet, 182 pounds or so. And this guy's a straight, just a pure athlete. That's what Chris James and his staff says about him. And they keep comparing him to Johnny Manziel because he has the ability, and we saw it on that first play, has the ability to improvise, and he will take off.
He picked up 7 yards there. Farrell last week, 16 to 31, 163. 2 picks. Running play here will establish first down. This carry got enough. So that picks up the first down. There it is again.
North Carolina instant replay. Nice job by Christian Van. One of a host of weapons that they have to handle the football for Charlotte Christian.
Van, 12 carries, 68 yards, and a long rush of 21 yards last week in that win over the Christ School. 1st and 10 from the 49. Farrell thinking about it, now throws it away. He gave a couple stutter steps in there, and again, to your point, Armand, that's exactly what we talked to Chris James about when he was talking about Owen, you know, that little Johnny Manziel, you know, a baller, wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's kind of twitchy back there. He can move all kinds of ways on you.
That's what he said, and it makes you that much more dangerous. I remember talking to a coach and saying, when a quarterback can run, it's like you have a 12th player on the field for your offense.
2nd and 10. Christian Van is the running back alongside Farrell. Farrell, the 6-foot junior quarterback for the Knights of Charlotte Christian. Farrell will keep, sold the fake well. Farrell on the move, throws it away. He had Tate Estep over there, the son of the longtime Charlotte Christian head coach, James Estep, but that one's incomplete.
I'm going to tell you who was chasing the quarterback there, number 70, David Sanders of Providence Day. I got a lot to say about this young man as this game goes along. He plays on the offensive line and the defensive line, and I'll tell you, everybody's talking about Jaden Davis, but I'm more excited to see number 7 as you take a look at the North Carolina instant replay at David Sanders chasing the quarterback down before the pass was thrown away.
He is a story. In fact, it's not just that story, but we've also got stories about what he wants to do after football. Here's Farrell, incomplete. Farrell had Micah Gilbert right there in the middle of the field, but couldn't link up, and it is 4th down.
Yep. Like a slant. The pass was thrown behind Micah Gilbert, who, as I mentioned, is a Notre Dame commit. And Charlotte Christian, you're going to look back at that one and say, we missed an opportunity there. Yeah. Had the ball at near midfield, forced a turnover, made nothing of it. And those are the opportunities that you desperately want to capitalize on if you're Charlotte Christian to set an early tone.
This one bounces to the 10-yard line, picked up on the hop by Barnhart.
On a 2 or 3-yard return, maybe 4.
Ortho Carolina has urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, dislocations as well. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the more efficient, reliable, just plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Walk-ins are welcome at Ortho Carolina's 9 orthopedic urgent care locations. Learn more now, orthocarolina.com.
Once again, though, Providence Day is backed up here. They were at about the 8-yard line the first time. Now they're at the 15.
Yeah, so 2 drives starting inside the 20 for Providence Day. This time it's a run play about, right there at the sticks. Possibly a first down, if not maybe a yard short. That's Ian Klein, who we figured to see a lot of tonight.
Yeah, we were talking to Coach Chad Greer. He said, look, don't forget about Ian Klein.
Yeah. Even said if Klein had more opportunities, he'd probably be one of the top rushers in the country. Just doesn't get a whole lot of work because of how efficient Providence Day is on offense. Klein gets it again after he picked up that first down. That time he gets about 5.
You can't have a team with this many weapons on the outside and not have a strong, dependable, firm offensive line pushing defensive linemen around up front. Providence Day's got it.
That's enough for a first down. Here's a quick one trying to set up a little wide receiver screen, this time to Channing Goodwin, who grabs a handful. It will be second down. He gets about 7 yards out of that. Yes, 7, so second down.
Channing Goodwin headed to Michigan. His father, Jonathan, played football at Michigan, 13-year pro in the NFL, so keeping it in the family. Good job there, too, on the outside on that screen by Jalen Himes with the block on the edge.
Goodwin this season, 26 catches, 551 yards, 7 touchdowns. Bit of a high snap that time. Davis hands it away here to Ian Klein, who clatters for a couple. It will be third down.
Really good blocking up front by number 51 in white, Miles Funderburk of Providence Day. And Chad Greer says he may be the strongest guy I've ever coached.
Yeah. Okay, they're going to give him a first down. It was that close. So Klein picks up a fresh set for Providence Day. And again, you know, the numbers jump out, Armand. Coming in 54 carries, 637 yards, 14 touchdowns for Ian Klein.
Yeah, join the club, right?
Yeah, right? Exactly. Jeez. It is unbelievable, this team. Looks like Madden numbers on the video game. Again, this is Klein. Another carry on this drive, but he doesn't get much. Wrapped up with a game tackle. Christian Van was in there for Charlotte Christian. Second down.
Yeah, Charlotte Christian, they have a lot of guys who play offense and defense.
Yeah.
It's one of those games, and it's one of those times that say, look, listen, we need our best players on the field at all times, no matter who you are, offense or defense. We need our best players on the field playing both sides to try to stop this Providence Day offense from going off on us.
I know all the talk is about Bryce Young on the Charlotte Christian defense, but gosh, there are so many others. That last one was just a 1-yard gain for Klein. Here's a quick one picked up by Jordan Shipp. Shipp is still battling. He's past midfield, and he will be able to move the sticks on that catch and run on the near side. First down for Providence Day.
Yeah, Ace Clements, the freshman corner, missed that tackle, a tackle he's going to want to wish he had made when he goes back and looks at the tape.
Yeah, that Shipp here, 41 catches, 780 yards, 9 touchdowns coming into this game. Everywhere you look, hundreds of yards and multiple touchdowns. Davis under pressure. He got away from the first possible tackle, and now he is sacked. There's the pressure on Jaden Davis. Corbin Hall, one of those who came in for Charlotte Christian. Boy, Armand, you got to get to him.
Yeah, you do. Corbin Hall did a nice job. They finished him off. As he was looking down the field, could not find anything. Corbin Hall came in there and got the hit, and that's what Charlotte Christian has to do. You've got to find creative ways, whether it's up front, whether you send blitzing. Got to be careful with that, but do a nice job on that play of getting to the quarterback.
That is the key when it comes to the Jordan Davis show. If he's able to hang in the pocket, he can stitch you up. Now Davis will get out of the pocket, throwing on the run. Tough catch, pulled in by Gordon Sellers. That almost rocked Sellers' world that time. You could see him almost jiggle a little bit when he caught it, but he pulled it in.
Yeah, Chad Greer was not lying when he called Gordon Sellers elite. Had to sort of come back for that thing, and it was behind him, and he snagged that thing as Jaden Davis threw a quick line drive. Ortho Carolina instant replay, and just a strike there from Davis on the run, doing a nice job.
Sellers, 14 catches, 346, and 3 touchdowns coming in. 3rd and 5. Davis, that one is tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Henry Holbert. who was there with the pick. It got deflected, and then Holbert came up with it. A classic tip drill, and it's turnover number 2 of the night for Providence Day.
So you see what happens when you're just able to get to Jaden a little bit. Just a little bit. That pass was rushed. Jaden throws it behind, and Holbert gets the pick. Did you take a look at the Ortho Carolina instant replay? Just a great play by Holbert. Johnny on the spot, and already 2 turnovers for Providence Day here.
And that's probably one of the biggest stories here, Armand, is that Jaden Davis threw his first pick in 275 passes last week. He broke that long streak. Now he's thrown 2 picks in the last game and not even a quarter. So suddenly, Davis with 2 interceptions. Here's Charlotte Christian right back with the football. They'll start at the 44-yard line, try to work to the far outside reaches that time with Christian Van. Not a whole lot there, second down.
Well, I tell you, when you look at that play, trying to get some stretch action going to the outside, all you see is white jerseys. They just come swarming towards the football like bees around honey to force a no-gainer that time for Van.
So no gain, back to line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10 for Christian Van, who's that thicker running back for Charlotte Christian, that bowling ball type of player. 5:38 to go in this opening quarter. Still no score, but 2 Providence Day turnovers. The early bit of mystery in this one. This is Van again, who just kind of piles his way in. 3rd down. He maybe had a chance to bounce. He just went ahead and pushed it in there. 3rd down.
Chris James said, he's also the offensive coordinator as well as being the head coach. He says, we're going to throw some funky formations at this Providence Day defense and see if we can confuse them a bit. And nothing really doing on these first 2 plays against this Providence Day defense. Now a long 3rd down.
3rd and 9. Farrell tipped, almost intercepted. And that was... The target was Hall. The pick was almost Cairo Skanes. I mean, if Skanes holds on to that right there, Armand, that's a tip drill as well.
Yeah, that was Skanes' play to make there. And just off his fingertips. I tell you, though, these guys are so active up front that they're getting their hands up and they're deflecting some of these passes.
Yeah.
And once that ball gets in the air, I mean, it's any man's land at that point. And it starts making head coaches and fans hold their breath.
Skanes, the guy who will kind of rattle you out there, a hitter who will make you feel those tackles. 5 picks on the season. He almost had number 6 right there. Here comes the return for Jalen Himes. Himes getting it around the 20, gets out to around the 35. Just under 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Ortho Carolina committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Whether you're a coach, athletic trainer, parent, or an athlete, the Hurt mobile app is a must-have. Prepare yourself for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app. Do it tonight. Ortho Carolina committed to being the better choice.
A matchup to watch, and I asked the coaches about it. David Sanders and Bryce Young, when they get on each other here, it's really going to be something to watch for.
1st and 10 from the 35. Ian Klein. Klein still going out to the 50, a gain of 15. And that's how Providence Day starts their next drive tonight.
But you see the impact of Sanders, David Sanders on that play. Number 70 in white, he comes up and immediately just pins a guy, locks him down, and that helps create some space for that 1st down to get achieved.
We call that a gain of 14. He doesn't quite. Ian Klein does get it to midfield, but he gets 14 yards. So 1st and 10 from the 49. Davis, hands off. This will get the football into Charlotte Christian territory on that run, which gets about 4, maybe 5 yards that time. Again, that was a 5-yard gainer. It was Klein again. 2nd and 5. Now from the 46 of Charlotte Christian. Jordan Davis again. Another give to Klein. Klein picks up about 3, maybe 4 before he is thrown down, and it will be 3rd and short coming up as the tackle was made by Gavin Major.
Here you go, another 3rd down, and for Providence Day, the playbook is really open for you here. First couple of plays, they've tried to be physical and sort of establish the run a bit, but man, this offense is so versatile, and they can do so many different things that it keeps you guessing. And I keep going back to something you said earlier about comment from Chad Greer. Every time we get the ball, he says, we expect to score.
Right. I mean, with this kind of offense, a team that already thought about it on 4th and 5 and then 4th and 10, here it is 3rd and 1. So you figure maybe 4th down territory unless Jordan Davis can find something downfield. He rainbows that one towards Jordan Shipp, but it's incomplete. It will be 4th and 1.
Yeah, you know where the ball's going at that point, right? It's going to Jordan Shipp. I mean, Jordan catches everything. I was there when they played Northwestern at Bank of America Stadium to start the season, and I'll tell you, Jordan was snagging everything out of the air. He was flying around. So you know the ball is going there, but a bit of an overthrow from Jaden. If Jordan can get under that thing with a couple more yards and a little more time, that's a touchdown.
Even Chad Greer says it's almost stupid how good that guy is when you look at Jordan Shipp. I mean, his catch radius is amazing. 4th and 1. Give goes to Klein, and he torpedoes his way ahead. That's a 1st down for Providence Day.
I love the physicality of Providence Day's tight ends and the wide receivers. I mean, they really do a great job. They get their hands up. They play their hands well on that offensive line, and they really establish the line of scrimmage early and set space for their backs.
1st and 10 from the 39. Davis, a quick one that's pulled in by Jordan Shipp. So Shipp has this one down at around the 25-yard line, so they ultimately mark it. It is a 1st down. But there's Shipp again starting to get really involved.
Yeah, and if you give Jaden that kind of time, they're going to get into a rhythm, and they're going to hurt you terribly.
Yeah. Shipp, I mean, it's crazy how good he's been. Already 9 touchdowns. This is a breakaway. And did he get there for the touchdown? Yes, Ian Klein with his 15th rushing touchdown of the season for Providence Day. It's a 27-yard scramble for 6.
What you gonna do, man? North Carolina instant replay. And once you get the initial surge through the middle of the field because of the great blocking by that offensive line, there's nothing else left to be said.
Extra point is up and good by Davis Dudley. So 7-0. Providence Day gets on the board here over Charlotte Christian. 2:18 to go in this opening quarter on the NFHS Network.
Well, a couple of missed opportunities.
There's nothing I love more than a good trail mix. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
Welcome back. It is week 4. It's week 8 of the season. It's week 4 of the 2023 Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, our entire team back here with you in South Charlotte at Charlotte Christian High School here tonight. We're at 7-0 Providence Day. The Chargers over the Knights with 2:18 to go in the opening quarter. And Armand, we saw that time Shipp getting involved in the receiving game. Davis looking as good as he's always looked this season when he's had time in the pocket. Ultimately, though, Ian Klein punching that one in from 27 out. So here's the kickoff following that touchdown, and this one will bounce out of bounds, and Charlotte Christian ready to get the football back, and now you're looking again.
Yep, just great blocking, man. Look at the guards on the Ortho Carolina instant replay. Look at the guards holding those defensive linemen down, and so much space up the middle of the field for Ian Klein in that touchdown.
So the touchdown for Klein, which, again, he adds to his numbers. 15 on the season, came in a little under 650 total yards. We have a flag before we assess the field position.
Yeah, the ball went out of bounds before going through the end zone.
Okay,
so it is a flag for kick out of bounds. It's not a touchback, which means that Charlotte Christian will get much better field position than they would have had the ball gone through the end zone first.
Right. So that is a benefit because as opposed to that touchback, it's a great job of analysis there, Armand, to get that exactly right. And so, as it is, this is going to be really 10 extra yards here, really. You've got this now at the 35.
Yep.
So this is very beneficial for Charlotte Christian, down by a touchdown. Running back play to start this next drive, and that is Ryan Henley, who is kind of like the Ian Klein of this team in a way, a guy who everyone talks about, the lead back in this backfield for the Knights.
Yeah, he's their Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Their Danny Woodhead type guy. He's one of those guys you just kind of want to put him here or put him there, here, there, everywhere. Just get him the ball and watch what happens once he touches it.
Got 5 yards that time, did Henley, coming off of an 11-carry, 45-yard game last week. Bouncing around, the ball now will get into the hands of Christian Van. So Van comes in after the Henley run, and not quite enough for a first down. Looks like he's about a yard short as Van, so it's 3rd and 1.
I do think Charlotte Christian needs to establish something here because they need to get themselves into an offensive rhythm, right? Because the more possessions you start giving Providence Day and you're not scoring and you're not holding them down on the defensive end, Providence Day gains that much more confidence, and then things start to snowball.
Yeah. The numbers back it up this season for Providence Day. With just a little over a minute left in the opening quarter, not a team you want to get down multiple scores to. Here's Farrell, claps, gets the football, gives it away. This is easily enough for a first down for Henley, and Henley now is out around the 46-yard line, which gets it across midfield, and Henley has a first down for Charlotte Christian.
I'll say this, Ryan's a bit compact.
Yeah.
North Carolina instant replay, and they bring the linebackers. The offensive line holds up pretty well, and then Henley's just determined after that to not go down.
Yeah, the dynamic player. He can also play slot inside and outside and gets into that backfield as well. Ryan Henley, as Armand said, Swiss Army knife, can do a lot. He will get the football again here, looking for space on the outside. Burrows his head for about a yard there. 2nd down. See if Charlotte Christian has time for another play here with 25 seconds left before the end of the first.
That was a big first down, though, I think, for Charlotte Christian. They're on the plus side of the field now, and this is an opportunity for them, right? They need to respond. I feel like they need to respond because they need to send that message to Providence Day that we're going to be in this thing for the long haul, because Providence Day, they jump on you early. They don't kill you softly. They get to you quick, and they stay on you.
Just 2 seconds left. I don't think that Farrell and company are going to snap the football here. So that's the end of the opening quarter. Providence Day leading Charlotte Christian 7-0. Before we go to break, Ortho Carolina, they've always been a leader in specialized orthopedic care, but now when urgent attention is needed, Ortho Carolina has urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, dislocations too. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the more efficient, reliable, just plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Walk-ins are welcome. 9 orthopedic urgent care locations right here in the Carolinas. You can find a location. Visit orthocarolina.com.
Max has been practicing to be a professional soccer player his whole life.
I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL. He's getting really good.
We're back. 2nd quarter. Just ready to get started here from Charlotte Christian on this Friday night. It's just feels great out here in Charlotte tonight. And finally, it's gotten to that time of the season. 70 degrees, just past 7:30, and humidity is finally starting to creep down. Not only is it coming up on fall, but this is perfect football weather, as they say. 2nd and 10. Charlotte Christian That one is pulled in. A first down catch, leaping style by one Micah Gilbert, who has it at the 20.
So what happens when you're 6'4"?
Yeah.
Which is just a perfect height for anybody, but especially for a wide receiver. When you're 6'4", you just go up in the air and snatch them down like it's nobody's business.
Wow, at the 25 they'll mark it. Gilbert, who had that 10-catch, 89-yard touchdown game last week. This time Farrell is going to go down. Providence Day brought the pressure with David Sanders, who gets in on Owen Farrell.
And this could have been so much worse as the ball got away. And fortunately for Charlotte Christian, they're going to possess the football here. A heads-up play by the quarterback. But, man, that could have gotten so much uglier. Charlotte Christian just lucky to still have it as David Sanders rejoices after making the big stop after a long loss.
Sanders just running that down. Ultimately a loss of 12. 2nd and 22. And now the ball's pushed back to the 37-yard line. Owen Farrell has some time hanging in. That one is intercepted. Pulled out of the air by Brody Barnhart. Barnhart shakes off a would-be tackler. He's still up. Barnhart still going. He's past the 40-yard line as he was trying to get it back past midfield on that interception of Owen Farrell, the Charlotte Christian quarterback. Brody Barnhart, the 6-foot senior, with the pick.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. There has to be some miscommunication here because they're not on the same page. Tate Estep is the intended receiver, but he's going up the seam, and that ball is thrown into a zone coverage there by the quarterback Farrell, and Estep is too far gone down the field and never had a chance to come back to that football as Barnhart made the pick. And Barnhart's on his way to NC State.
In that one drive right there defensively, in that one possession, I should say, Armand, you're looking at one David Sanders, who got his 4th sack of the season, and then Brody Barnhart getting his 3rd pick. So all of the defensive playmakers, at least 2 of the biggest ones, made 2 critical plays on that drive. Obviously the latter getting the football back for the Chargers.
Yeah, I mentioned a little while ago missed opportunities for Charlotte Christian. That's a big one that they just missed there, and it just not on the same page. Quarterback is thinking one thing, he's looking into his zone coverage, and the receiver is continuing to go up the field, but the pass was not thrown, it wasn't lofted, it was more of a line drive, and that's why it was picked off by Barnhart.
So Barnhart's 3rd pick of the season sets up the next Providence Day drive. This is Ian Klein, has already had one big touchdown run tonight. He's got blockers, he gets to the 25-yard line and reverses field for a 50-yard gain. That's Ian Klein showing it all.
Just like that, right?
Yeah.
Lightning strikes again. Ortho Carolina instant replay. He got one big block on the left side, and then it just becomes a foot race. But so many great things happen when you got that kind of offensive line, especially on that left side, which is where David Sanders lives and eats.
Yeah.
Ian Klein has confidence that if I'm going left, I've got some anchors holding me in place and keeping me together and keeping me upright and giving me room to run.
Again, that's what Chad Greer says. If Ian Klein had more touches of the football, he'd probably be the best running back in the country. That time he has to be a little humble there as Christian Van came in to trip him up. After a 50-yard gain, Klein got tripped up, and now he's hurt. At least he's down on the field for the moment, taking some time. So the athletic training staff will come over, gives us a moment to tell you more about Ortho Carolina. Ortho Carolina committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. You can prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app, and you can do that tonight. Ortho Carolina, they are committed to being the better choice.
Encouraging sign. Ian walked off the field pretty much under his own power there, which is always good.
Yeah.
But both these teams talked about it coming into the week that for the most part, we're healthy. Take another look at the Ortho Carolina instant replay. He was yanked down and he fell kind of funny, rolling over in pain a bit there, but thankfully he did walk off the field.
For the moment, Klein gets a break. Brody Barnhart, who just had the pick a couple plays ago to get Providence Day the ball back, is in the backfield. But first, we've got a timeout.
Yeah, Providence Day evidently not seeing something, not liking what they saw offensively there. But I did mention a bit ago some missed opportunities for Charlotte Christian.
Yeah.
How many teams are going to get 2 turnovers on Providence Day in the first quarter? Typically, if you're playing against Providence Day, you're already down 21-28-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Charlotte Christian gets 2 turnovers and they get no points to show for it. That's got to be so discouraging, and as a team, you've got to then find a way to muster up some more courage to come back at this Providence Day offense. And then to make matters worse, Ian Klein comes storming down the field off the left side to move them into the plus side of the field on one play.
Yeah, I think unless something changes here, maybe this game's tied up at the break, whatever may happen over this final 9:42 of the opening half. So, again, we are still just scratching the surface of the second quarter. But depending on what happens, Armand, these next 6, 7, 8 minutes until halftime, those 2 turnovers that were not turned into points for Charlotte Christian, they could rue those. Jaden Davis hanging in, end zone shot, that one is intercepted. Micah Gilbert got up, picked it, and Gilbert is still not down yet. He's at the 25, now the 30. Gilbert looking for blocking help. He's past midfield. Gilbert trying to stay up. He's finally out of bounds, well into Providence Day territory. A pick in the end zone as Micah Gilbert gets it off of Jaden Davis.
You said earlier that there were 275 straight passes from the quarterback, Jaden Davis, without an interception, and you get 2 in the first half. Ortho Carolina instant replay. There's double coverage down there, and a great job. Once again, you're 6'4", man, right? Like, when you're 6'4", nothing is too tall for you, right? And then at that point, he goes straight into wide receiver mode. That's what happens when you're able to have a wide receiver who's got those kinds of hands and that kind of running ability, who can pick a pass off from the secondary and then shoot it up the field like it's nobody's business. That gives you so many advantages. Now they got to capitalize.
That's right. So this is the 3rd turnover of the night. 2 picks off of Davis, and also that fumble recovery earlier. See if Charlotte Christian can do something with that turnover. This is a running play, and it's Ryan Henley who looks for room on the near side and around the 20. So that's a pretty good gain there for Henley. And yeah, now's the time to try to take advantage of these ultra rare Jaden Davis turnovers.
Good job too on that play by Tate Eastep of blocking on the edge. It's a first down for Charlotte Christian, so move the chains. And now you got to be feeling a bit of momentum here if you're the Knights. They need a score, and this is as good an opportunity as they've had all night.
After Micah Gilbert's first interception of the season, Charlotte Christian has the football here, and after that first down gain by Ryan Henley, it's 1st and 10 from the 30, 8:45 to go before halftime. Owen Farrell, the snap was a bit low, so Farrell goes ahead and takes it himself for about 5 yards before he's tackled by Brennan Drummond.
I think it's a key part of Charlotte Christian's offensive approach too. You've got to use Owen as the weapon he is. And what does that mean? That means design run plays for him. It means him having the freedom offensively to do what he sees needs to be done on a particular play. It means if he feels like stuff is breaking down up front or those linebackers are starting to do one thing and he wants to go another way, having the confidence to do that.
Owen has been the guy for Charlotte Christian. Now he hands to the other guy, Ryan Henley. Henley who kicks it around on the far side looking for that stick for the first down. He needed 3 yards to get there, and he got enough for the first down for the Knights.
Yep, another 1st and 10 for Charlotte Christian. This is a really encouraging possession for the Knights here as they continue to storm down the field trying to turn that turnover into a big 6.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Knights. Give goes to Henley. Henley kind of kicks his way back before Providence Day gets to him, so that will set up 2nd down.
I know Providence Day gets all this attention because of all the talent they have, but my goodness, Charlotte Christian's got some dudes too, Corey.
I know.
They've got some guys on both sides.
Yeah, that's why it was so tough to choose, which players to watch tonight. 2nd and 5. Owen Farrell taking the football, got away from a tackle, He's looking for the yard to gain. He stepped out right on it, so he may have a first down, and he got the quick feet working. Had to get away from Quentin McCray that time, who was hot on his heels.
Yeah. Tiptoeing just a bit. He's short by about a yard and a half, 2 yards.
Yeah.
So it's third down for Charlotte Christian. But once again, don't forget that you can use Farrell as a weapon here. And Farrell's got the confidence. If he doesn't like what he sees, he's got the confidence. All you need is 2 yards. This is a great opportunity to open up the playbook a bit.
Owen Farrell, the junior, coming in just over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Handoff. Goes for a couple, and look at everybody from behind trying to give that extra push that is so popular now in football.
Folks, do you see the Bryce Young number 5 right there? This massive human being standing right in the middle of your screen. How do you get around this guy, right? That was the key block on the right side there. He's getting ready to come out now. He is the son of Hall of Famer Bryant Young, who also went to Notre Dame. Bryce is going to Notre Dame. Bryant, the Hall of Famer with the San Francisco 49ers. But look at him. He takes up the whole screen. You're looking at it right now. He towers over everybody, and he's built like just a freakish athlete. And they compare him more to Julius Peppers than they do somebody like a Larry Allen. But, man, he's just one of those guys. You put him anywhere on the football field, and he's going to make somebody pay.
First and goal from the 8. The toss will go to Henley. Henley cuts back. Henley is really close to a touchdown. He's maybe a yard or two short on the toss. Second and goal coming up.
And once again, you go off that right side, which is where Bryce Young is. You go off that right side, trying to be patient and then find the hole and attack.
Yeah.
And that time, Providence, they stopped him just in time because he was inching close to the end zone.
So we got 4, second and goal. 6 minutes to go in this first half. Charlotte Christian trailing by a touchdown, but they are knocking on that door. It's a little early for trick or treat, but Knights want to get some candy. Handoff goes to Henley. He needs 4 yards. Henley burrows ahead. He's got a touchdown for Charlotte Christian as Henley's 4th rushing touchdown of the season puts 6 points on the board, 1 away from a tie game.
So let's fight fire with fire. Ortho Carolina instant replay. I just love looking at Bryce Young shove a Providence Day defender completely out of the play as Henley wiggles his way into the end zone to respond finally to Providence Day and to respond to the turnovers that they forced and to get 6 points on the board.
Well, how good is Trip Woody? One of, if not the best, kicker in the state. Woody looking for the extra point. He just powers that through, and it's a tie game at 7 as the cannon goes off. Ortho Carolina, they've always been a leader in specialized orthopedic care, but now when urgent attention is needed, Ortho Carolina has urgent care options, and they focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, dislocations. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the more efficient, reliable, just plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Walk-ins are welcome at 9 orthopedic urgent care locations right here in the Carolinas. You can find a location, and you can find it at orthocarolina.com. Oh boy, tied up.
I think I broke my knee! I think I broke my collarbone! I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL.
He's getting really good.
Okay, welcome back. Tied up at 7, Armand. Here's your big storyline early on. This game's probably a lot closer than maybe some would have expected.
And what did Chris James say to us? He said sometimes in these kinds of games, you need some lucky bounces.
Yeah.
Well, Charlotte Christian has gotten 3.
Right.
And they were finally able to capitalize on one of those turnovers they forced from Providence Day and get a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Trip Woody is going to kick it off, coming in over 2,300 kickoff yards this season with 33 touchbacks. He's going to get another touchback. This guy is so good. Everybody talks about how underrated special teams are, and they are in a sense, kind of like an offensive line, how underrated those players are. Trip Woody, though, he got the attention of Chad Greer, and of course he got the attention last year of this team, Armand, because his 47-yard field goal last year beat Providence Day in the first regular season matchup last season.
Yep, Providence Day had a 20-point lead twice.
Yeah.
Coughed it up, and when we spoke with Chad Greer, head coach of Providence Day, he said, look, I got to eat that. That's on me.
Right.
But, boy, did they come back and get them in the championship game,
man.
beating them by about 5 touchdowns in last November.
Yeah, which kind of prompted your question of, like you were getting ready to say, I wanted – you even talked about it. I wanted to ask you if this was going to be like a get-back game. You technically kind of got it in the title game last year. Here goes Ian Klein. Klein keeps going. Klein steps out and around the 50. He had 30 in the bank. We'll see where they'll ultimately mark him. It's going to be past midfield on another Ian Klein rumble.
And once again, not only are these offensive linemen so good at the line of scrimmage, Ortho Carolina instant replay. Look at David Sanders, number 70, getting pushed up to the second and third levels of that defense. So good.
Okay, 32-yard gain that time for Ian Klein. Now Klein kind of squiggling his way around and falls ahead to the 40. So he winds up getting 8 out of that as Klein is getting work tonight.
5'9".
Yeah.
But, man, full of heart. He's got the heart of a 6'5" running back, right?
Yeah.
Plays much bigger than that 5'9", 205-pound frame would lead you to believe.
Got 8, 2nd and 2 here at the 40-yard line. I mean, you look at the numbers coming in anyway. Obviously, Klein had 54 carries. The next closest is 16 carries for Brody Barnhart. So we knew he would carry the football a lot, but he's really getting it here early. He gets a break right now because Brody Barnhart is to the far side seam and gone. A 40-yard touchdown run for the other guy we were just talking about. Brody Barnhart gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and that is an encapsulation of Providence Day's offense, Armand. Quick strike, the very definition of it.
Well, I said they had a buffet, right?
Yeah.
So we've had some dressing, and Brody just gave us some string beans, right? Ortho Carolina instant replay, gets down the sideline, and it's just a foot race at that point. And I mean, my goodness, just pick a guy.
Pick a guy,
put him out there, and they'll do something magical for you.
You got it. Extra point is good for Davis Dudley, 14-7. The Providence Day Chargers strike back with a touchdown to lead by a score. And yeah,
they do charge, don't they?
They do, and that's what it's. This whole thing, okay.
Mixed. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
What did Chad Greer talk to us about earlier this week? Well, a lot. He's such a knowledgeable football mind anyway, but it's what he talked about. This entire team, Armand, they know the nuances. It's a coaching staff, doesn't have to call a lot of adjustments. Everyone's kind of keyed in. And how about last Friday?
Again, number 22.
Last Friday.
Sophomore Davis Dudley.
8 first-quarter plays last Friday. So it's a team that they've already shown this, but it took a little bit of time to get going tonight, get charging, if you will. But now we're starting to see it in full bloom. Return starts from the 12-yard line, and this is brought out by Christian Van. Van is going to get past the 30. Looks like they'll mark him about the 32-yard line, and now the Knights down by 7 coming back out.
I want to follow up on that point you just made there, Corey, because one of the things about this this Providence Day offense, you remember the show Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah.
That's how they are. Like, they're a mystery that you cannot solve.
Yeah.
Because when you think you've got them figured out, they throw something new at you, something different at you.
Right.
And it just completely boggles you as a defense.
We do have a player down. Dixon McLean is down. Ortho Carolina, they've always been the leader in specialized orthopedic care, but if you need urgent attention, Ortho Carolina has urgent care options, and they focus on orthopedic injuries, such as sprains, fractures, strains, dislocations as well. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the more efficient, reliable, and they're just the plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Remember, walk-ins are welcome. 9 different orthopedic urgent care locations right here in the beautiful Carolinas. You can find a location near you. Check it out, orthocarolina.com. And as we plug Ortho Carolina, as we love to do, we get to see Dixon McLean come off, and hopefully he's okay. He looks to be okay.
Yeah, he looks more frustrated than anything else. A bit ticked off, but a slight limp, but he looks pretty good, all things considered.
Okay, 14-7 game, and the ball's at the 31-yard line here for Charlotte Christian. Back out on offense with Owen Farrell in an empty backfield with 4:27 to go. Henley goes in motion. Farrell fakes it to him, fires it. That one's pulled in by Corbin Hall. Hall is still up, and look at Hall keep fighting past the 40 and into Providence Dayland.
A really great play call too here by head coach and offensive coordinator Chris James. He sends Hall up the seam, and Hall Johnny on the spot behind the defense, and then he's physical enough to start breaking some tackles upfield.
Hall, 10 catches, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns coming into this Friday night. Charlotte Christian gets back to the ground game this time, and they do so with Christian Van, second down.
Yeah, they did a lot of good things on that last possession, especially with Ryan Henley.
Yeah.
This is an undersized Charlotte Christian team too, but what they lack in size, because they don't have the size advantage on Providence Day, but they have the heart for sure.
This one is caught by Henley. Henley just trying to bounce around over there to find something. He was right in front of the Providence Day sideline. Second down. Winds up getting 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
I don't know how he got 2 yards out of that thing, but he did. Kudos to him. Officials are, no, incomplete pass. I thought so, because as I was standing here looking, I said, no, he didn't catch that ball, did he? But let me take another look here. Ortho Carolina instant replay. We see the hit towards the end. But I didn't think that thing was initially caught. So yeah, it is 3rd down and 10.
You had your eyes on it, Armand. Here's the split backfield look right now. Henley and Christian Van are back there along with Farrell, but it's 3rd and 8 from the 35. Farrell using those 2 running backs as blockers. That one incomplete. He was looking for Hall again, and those 2 couldn't shake hands. 4th down.
You know who was in his face? Mr. Sanders, David Sanders Jr. I can't see past you. I can't get around you. I can't get away from you. So just let me do whatever I can to get rid of the ball before you drill me into the ground.
Whew. And the numbers speak for themselves when you look at David Sanders. So Charlotte Christian, they're hanging around here, 4th and 8. Now they'll dismiss. No, they won't. They'll stay out there. They're going for this, Armand, or at least they're trying for the hard count. Yeah, they're going for it. Farrell hangs in. It was caught right at the yard to gain. Was it a completed catch, and was it far enough towards that stick to pick up the first down? We're waiting. It was pulled in by Micah Gilbert. We're going to see right now if they give Gilbert and Charlotte Christian the first down. That 4th down mark is moving. But right now it looks like it's about 3 yards short.
And good. Nope, did not get it.
No.
Looks like it's going to be Providence Day ball.
It was close. It was a 4th down try that comes up 3 yards shy for the night. So turnover on downs, and Providence Day up by a score, getting ready to get it back.
So we talked about missed opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And Charlotte Christian, that's another one. And my concern, and the concern if you're Charlotte Christian is if you keep giving Providence Day these opportunities, Chris James is The coaching staff is being moved aside there as the officials talk something over here. I wonder if they're talking about the spot here. I don't know. It was so hard from where we are located here. It's very hard to see on that side, especially once a ton of bodies, you know, a ton of 6'2", 6'3", 230 and 40-pound young men start gathering together trying to figure out what's going on. Now the referee's going to go over and talk to head coach Chris James in his first year. I don't see a flag, so I don't think that has anything to do with it. Maybe he's explaining the spot. There was a bit of a pause, a debate, before it was determined that it would be Providence Day ball.
Head coach Chris James right in the middle of that.
Yeah, Chris James, a Charlotte Christian alumnus.
Yeah. A really even-keeled guy, really chill. We talked to him yesterday. He went up right to the press box. We can look over to our right and see the press box. We talked to him on Zoom yesterday right after practice, and just really laid back. You can tell kind of that player's coach, and everyone talking about it coming into this Friday anyway. The Sardis Road rivalry, these two teams less than a mile from each other, smack dab right in the same part of South Charlotte. And even James said, look, we got a chip on our shoulder here. We want the honors of Sardis Road. We want to be the team that everyone talks about when they discuss this part of Charlotte and this area of high school football. But at the moment, it's Providence Day with edge here as the Chargers are back out. They'll have it at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. They've got 3 minutes and 4 ticks before halftime to move it down the field. Davis gives it. Ian Klein. Klein, maybe a yard. 2nd down.
Providence Day's been committed to the ground game. I mean, everybody knows about Jordan Shipp and everybody knows about Jaden Davis, but it's been, all things considered, a relatively quiet first half for Jaden Davis. He's got those turnovers as well, which have not helped him, but Ian Klein's been doing a job, that's for sure.
Yeah, Providence Day kind of riding Klein. That was a gain of 3 last time by Klein. 2nd and 7. Davis under pressure again. We do have a flag. So we'll have to see if this holds up or not, as about 3 got in there. One of those was Mark Franco for Charlotte Christian, but let's wait on the penalty.
You think it'd be a hold on Providence Day, and that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Giving Charlotte Christian reason to lift their voices in triumph, at least for the moment. They're going to decline the penalty, I believe, because they got the takedown.
Yeah, they want that sack yardage.
Yeah.
Negative yardage that it is. That's right.
So it's 3rd and what? 16?
16 is right, Armand. Yeah, you called it. Put the ball back to the 22-yard line. Here's another chance for Charlotte Christian to make a play. 2 picks and a fumble forced on Providence Day so far tonight. Can the Knights get another stop here and back up the Chargers? Jaden Davis, here they come. Davis trying to set up a screen and getting some room, but not getting enough yardage. And it's 4th down as Ian Klein receiving back. Tried to bring that out. Needed 16 for the 1st down. Did he get it? Yes, actually he did, Ian Klein. Got enough on the screenplay.
He sure did.
Wow.
Perfect play call.
Wow.
Chad Greer, the stab, they strike again. A perfect play call.
Gosh. 43-yard line is the spot. Turning around goes Shipp after the catch, and Shipp's down just past the 35. So he picks up another 1st down, and here come the Chargers. 90 seconds left, 92 seconds to be exact, left in this first half.
Yeah, the DB took a risk there, and it did not pay off as Jordan Shipp brought that one in. And now once again, Providence, they get to go into their 2-minute offense. They get to start ramping things up, trying to find a rhythm to go into the halftime lead with another score.
1st and 10 from 6 yards to the good inside of Charlotte Christian territory. Handoff goes to Ian Klein. Klein getting free on the outside. Klein still up, and he has this down to the 20. We'll see where he's ultimately marked, but most importantly right now, Charlotte Christian has a player down and hurt over there right in the middle of the Providence Day sideline.
Yeah, don't see that number just yet, but he's agonizing in pain.
This looks like a really tough spot here. Ortho Carolina, those urgent care options that you always need, and they focus on orthopedic injuries as well. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists. They do it 365 days a year. Whether you're a coach, athletic trainer, parent, or athlete, the Hurt mobile app, it's a must-have. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app and do it tonight. Ortho Carolina, they are committed to being the better choice.
Still don't see a number.
Yeah.
On that far sideline. Players showing their respect. Just a reminder of the nature of the game. We will remind you that the Ortho Carolina halftime report is coming up, so make sure you stick around for that. Ortho Carolina halftime report. Be an interview with Dr. Piasecki. That's coming up on the Ortho Carolina halftime report. 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Still looking at that player who is down for Charlotte Christian. Finally starting to see a number, and that looks like Vincent Rosen, the quarterback, who is finally sitting up. Unless that number gets crinkled there on his way up. It looks like Rosen was the one who was hurt, but he is starting to work his way back up, at least into a sitting position right now. Now he's up on both feet.
There you go.
Oh, boy.
You are encouraged at least by the fact that he is up and walking, although assisted, and definitely limping.
Jordan Shipp coming over there just a second ago to give him a little recognition as well, and that all goes back to what Chad Greer talks about with his team. Compete at the highest level possible with class. And you saw at that time by Shipp coming over to at least acknowledge Rose and just check on him and give him a attaboy, you're okay, go ahead and bounce back.
Yeah, and you know, as the season goes on, especially in a game like this with as much talent on the field and all the physicality, you know, there's always an opportunity or a chance, I should say, of some injury, but I am certainly encouraged by the fact that he was able to limp off the field assisted with some power of his own.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, it was good to see, considering how he initially reacted over there. Didn't look good, but maybe he'll be okay. From the 23-yard line here, Jaden Davis fires it, caught right in the middle of the field, still up, and that's a touchdown. Channing Goodwin pulled it in, and he needed about 3 extra yards to complete the strike. He stayed with it, and that's a Providence Day touchdown. 20-7 Chargers as Goodwin gets a TD.
Ortho Carolina instant replay protection is awesome. He gets behind number 24, Matthew Jones of Charlotte Christian. And then how about just the toughness and the effort here? You're not bringing me down. Forget about it. You're not bringing me down. He fights his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
His 8th receiving touchdown of the season. And now here's your extra point try. And it is good by Davis Dudley. So 21-7. And that drive started right there, Armand, with what, about 3 minutes to go? And here it is, 45 seconds left before halftime, and Providence Day is back in the end zone. At that time, just a little bit too much space to operate for Goodwin.
Yeah, but once again, we talked about it. When you're able to get to Jaden, even a little bit, right, you make things so much more difficult for him. But on that touchdown play,
I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL.
He's getting really good.
Jacob Baggett will get ready to kick this one the other way for Providence Day. Now leading 21-7 late here in the second quarter. 45 seconds left before halftime. Baggett getting ready to get it back to Charlotte Christian as we near halftime on week 4 of the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina here on the NFHS Network. We're waiting to see if this was possibly touched, and that's why Providence Day was after it, trying to run it down and mark it. And we'll see what the ultimate call is. That was Brody Barnhart who was down there hanging in on that kickoff. We need a replay.
I'll tell you what, this is brilliant by Providence Day. It's essentially like a pooch onside kick.
Yeah.
And Providence Day's going to have the football. This is a Providence Day recovery on this kick. Charlotte Christian never touched the ball. You don't have to worry about 10 yards. The ball obviously went far beyond that, and I think what they're saying is the ball is going to be marked dead at the spot of the recovery.
Okay.
But this is Providence Day football. What a brilliant, genius coaching decision. Chad Greer,
Ooh.
I tip my cap to you, sir. That was a thing of beauty.
Chad Greer, I mean, what else do you want to see from this coach? I mean, whatever little extra wrinkle, whatever little extra play he can throw in, you just never know what you're going to get from a Chad Greer coach team. This goes back to Davidson Day days with him about 7 years ago. Davis under duress, and he gets sacked. And that's Bryce Young. Who else but Bryce Young, big and tall, getting in there to take down Jaden Davis.
Yeah, you know who it is. Got a timeout by Providence Day here. As Bryce Young makes that play. Just look at him, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Look at him. And doesn't look the least bit tired. To be young, athletic, and a freakish athlete, right? I mean, I don't get tired. We play on both sides of the ball. Yeah, I'll play a little tight end. I'll help block in a wing on the offensive line. I'll come in and I'll chase the quarterback down as well. I'll block somebody if I need to. I'll do all of that, and then I'll go to Notre Dame and follow in my dad's footsteps and do the thing for the legacy.
I mean, that's Bryce Young, 6'5", 227. That defensive end who just picked up his 9th sack of the season that time as he brought down Jordan Davis. That takes 13 seconds or so, about 10 seconds really off the clock. 32 seconds left, a loss of 6 for Young, who, you know, Chris James, I mean, talking to us again, I mean, it's just, he even told us, it's not very often all these college coaches come in here and say that's the best prospect we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And of course, you talked about Notre Dame, Armand. That says it all.
On his way.
Oh, my. Jordan Davis rolling, looking, firing, third interception of the night. Micah Gilbert has another pick. He's got his first 2 picks of the season, and he brings it in off of Jordan Davis's 3rd interception here on this Friday night. It keeps life alive for Charlotte Christian.
Yeah, it looks like Charlotte Christian is confusing Jaden Davis a bit. Ortho Carolina instant replay. This is not the greatest decision for Jaden to make. You got a 6'4" receiver playing defensive back. You're trying to get it to a 6'2" wide receiver, and the pass is underthrown. The 6'4" man is going to win that matchup every single time, and that's a second pick for Micah Gilbert, who's got to hurry up and get that helmet back on so he can play offense.
That's right, yeah. He's got to double back and get ready to go. That senior wideout who's got 2 interceptions on the night, you know, called unbelievable by his head coach, and he even says, look, just like he's balling out here tonight, 2 interceptions, making Jaden Davis suddenly look a little bit off tonight, which is about the first time we've seen that all season.
Yeah,
Finally someone's maybe, like you said, Armand, cracked the code a little bit.
4 turnovers in the first half.
But down by 2 scores. Like you said, that's the one to rue.
Yeah.
I mean, when is Providence Day, Armand, going to give the football away 4 times in the first half?
All right. Charlotte Christian has called for time. 21 seconds left here in the first half. An interesting position for the Knights to face here, because you run the risk of maybe doing something harmful that gives Providence Day the ball on a turnover, or do you try to see if you can with, I think, one timeout left? Yeah, both teams have one timeout left now. Do you try to get down the field here, maybe steal a possession or two?
Ortho Carolina, a leader in specialized orthopedic care. But now, when that urgent attention is needed, Ortho Carolina, they've got those urgent care options, and they focus on orthopedic injuries, sprains, fractures, strains, dislocations. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the efficient, reliable, just plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Walk-ins are welcome. 9 orthopedic urgent care locations here in the Carolinas. Find a location, orthocarolina.com. 21 seconds left. Charlotte Christian with the football. Quick hitter here to Henley, who kind of shimmies and shakes his way for about a yard or two. Clock running, 9 seconds and counting. That's probably going to be the last play.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
That's what's going to send Charlotte Christian and Providence Day to the locker room in a first half that saw Providence Day fumble once and Jaden Davis throw 3 interceptions, but it's Providence Day at 7-0, leading 21-7 here at halftime. There is a whole lot to go back and discuss from this first half, Armand. Before we jump away, that to me is the biggest story right now. You got all those turnovers, but you need 2 touchdowns to get back into this game.
So Providence Day is not playing with their greatest stuff, right? They don't have that 99-mile-an-hour fastball working today. It's at about 87. And they're still up 2 touchdowns, which goes to show you just how talented they are. Great half for Ian Klein. Not necessarily for Jaden Davis, but that's the thing about this team. So much talent that even if Jaden's a bit off in the first half, there's so many other guys who can touch the ball, who can do great things for you.
Yeah, turn it to Ian Klein. He's been the star so far through the first half. 21-7 is the lead for Providence Day over Charlotte Christian. We will step aside and come back, get you ready for the second half. But before we do that, one more time, I want to remind you that Ortho Carolina committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries in partnership with the Hurt mobile app. Ortho Carolina, they provide free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. You can prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app, and you can do that tonight. Ortho Carolina committed to being the better choice. Halftime is next.
Good trail, mixed. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
And welcome to the third installment of our halftime show for the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina. During these shows, we get the privilege to sit down with some of the leading doctors at Ortho Carolina and talk sports medicine. And today we have Dr. Paisecki joining us today. How are you, doctor?
I'm great, Sal. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. No, we're excited to have you on. And kind of how we've been starting these is, if you don't mind giving the audience a little background about yourself and your role at Ortho Carolina.
Sure. So I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon who practices in our sports medicine center in Charlotte. So I do nothing but take care of sports injuries and have done it for the last 15 years. That's all we say. We eat, breathe, and sleep athletes. And our main goal is to keep athletes from getting hurt. And if they do get hurt, figuring out how to treat them the absolute best way possible.
Awesome. And as you know, we're kind of currently doing our halftime show for the rivalry series, and we're talking football. So kind of diving into that, despite its high potential for injury, football remains one of the most popular sports for school-aged kids. What precautions do you advise parents to ensure their kids are safe on the field and in practice?
Yeah, so the best way, I think, to stay safe in football is obviously it's a risky sport. That's just part of the game. That's part of the way it goes. It's one of the things that makes it popular, both for athletes and for spectators, is there's a little bit of risk there. But the best way to stay safe, 3 things I usually recommend to my patients and my athletes. The first is conditioning. So you want to make sure that you've got all the normal protective mechanisms of your body, the things that are going to keep you from getting hurt normally. You want to make sure those things are primed. before you actually play. So all the strength and conditioning stuff that your coaches have you do in the off season that you keep doing throughout the season, all the cardiovascular work, so you don't get too tired in a game. Those are really important things because you want your body to be able to react the way it needs to if you get hit in an awkward way. And we know that a lot of injuries happen at the end of games when athletes are tired. So you want to make sure your conditioning is up to snuff. So that's the first thing, conditioning. Second thing is technique, which is what all high school football athletes at this point should know, but how to tackle correctly, how to get hit correctly. Those are the things your coaches harp on in practices. You want to not forget those things. Don't do spear tackling techniques and the stuff that will get you really injured. So technique. And the last thing is equipment. It's a collision sport. So you want to make sure that your pads fit right. You've got a good helmet, especially the helmet, and that your cleats and everything else are dialed in. And that if they start getting worn out, you let your trainer know.
The ACL tear, as it's one of the most common injuries in football. How often do you see the ACL injury, and kind of what does that recovery process look like?
Yeah, so ACL tears, they're unfortunately really common. Since I specialize in that area, it's something I see all the time. It's the most common operation actually that I do in my practice. So it's a super common type of injury, but it's fortunately one of the best in terms of the recovery and what athletes are able to get back to. So the vast majority of athletes will get back to playing at the same level that they were playing before the injury, which is rare as surgeries go. But the recovery, basically what it looks like is you have the operation, which is an outpatient surgery. So you get to go home the same day. Usually you're seeing the therapist pretty regularly for the first several months after that injury, but getting back into light exercise after like 6 to 12 weeks. And then we dial in the more functional rehab stuff towards the end of the process so that you can go back and play at your best, usually somewhere between 6 and 9 months. And there's a variation there depending on the injury and the athlete, but it's usually a 6 to 9 month recovery. Fortunately, it works out great. The vast majority of the time, athletes get back and do the stuff that they want to do, but it does take a while. So we spend a lot of time trying to prevent those injuries so that athletes are never in that situation in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of just like you detailed there, how long that recovery process is. So what do you recommend or kind of ways that players can avoid that injury?
Yeah, so the ACL specifically in football and most sports actually is an injury that usually happens not with contact. So as opposed to a lot of like breaks and tears that we'll see in other parts of the body, even in collision sports like football, usually the way it happens is with what we call a non-contact injury. So usually it's a running back running down the field and they cut and they pivot to avoid an oncoming defender. They never even get touched, but because they twist on the knee the way that they do, the ligament tears. And so we've learned that making the muscles around the hip and the knee and the lower back really, really, really strong and really, really, really coordinated, that's likely to prevent ACL tears more than anything else, more than bracing, more than any type of medication or injection. It's usually a rehab performance issue. And a lot of that stuff you can pressure test in the off season with training with the strength and conditioning coaches and all the stuff that the team organizations usually try to really push. So the best way really is the conditioning, fitness, and all that neuromuscular training.
The final question I have for you today, Doctor, is kind of taking a deeper dive into Ortho Carolina itself. So your guys' slogan is the better choice. Can you talk to us more about why that's your team slogan and what it means to you?
Yeah, sure. Happy to. So I definitely believe that passionately. We're the best choice out there. And there are three things I think that make us unique. The first is experience. Experience in treating sports injuries is absolutely critical because sports injuries are not like a broken bone by itself, which is pretty straightforward. A lot of these injuries have tons of nuances to them. Where the tear is, how bad is the ligament injury, the sport that the athlete plays, where they are in school, where they are in their season, what their goals are for the end of that season if they want to play in college or go on and play at a professional level. So understanding the nuances of how to deal with all of those different factors is critical for coming up with the best treatment plan. And what I have found in my practice, and I think my partners in the Sports Medicine Center would agree with this, the longer you do focused sports medicine treatment of athletes, the more likely it is you'll actually be able to avoid surgery for them. So experience allows you to come up with the best treatment that you can have and one that is the quickest. So experience, and we have that in our Sports Medicine Center. We have almost 100 years of combined only sports focused experience. So experience is the first thing. The second is depth. Ortho Carolina has every subspecialty covered. So I'm a sports medicine specialist. But we have nationally recognized and internationally recognized experts in every field of orthopedics. So if our high school athletes happen to have an injury that is outside of the sports realm, like a spine injury, really bad hand injury, foot and ankle injuries, those are things we can use a team-based approach with our partners to get the absolute world-class type treatment that they need. So experience and depth. And then the last thing is access. So you do not need to wait a long time to see us. We're some of the best in the world at treating these injuries, but you often can see us within a day. And so we have a number of ways to do that. You can come in and just walk in. Oftentimes athletes can do walk-in appointments. You can schedule online. You can come to one of our orthopedic urgent cares, or you can use the HURT app, which we've recently partnered with, which puts you in instantaneous touch with a specialist to try to figure out what to do with an injury. So experience, depth, and access.
Awesome. Well, again, Doctor, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with our audience here during the intermission.
It's my pleasure, Sal. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And folks, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for the second half of the Charlotte High School Football Series, Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina.
Max has been practicing to be a professional soccer player his whole life.
I think I broke my knee! I think I broke my collarbone! I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC!
It's ACL. He's getting really good.
We're back, getting set for the start of the second half here on the NFHS Network. It is week 4 of the 2023 Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, and team back here with you, getting set for the second half, Armand. And this is a 21-7 game. Providence Day leading Charlotte Christian. And the key to all of this is that there were two big things in that opening half. One, of course, turnovers for Providence Day. 3 picks by Jaden Davis, and also that fumble recovery early in the opening quarter, but a 21-7 lead for Providence Day over Charlotte Christian. So the Chargers able to get some scores late in that opening half despite the turnovers. That's kind of the first point. Charlotte Christian not quite able to fully take advantage of those giveaways. The other point to watch is you're down by 2 scores if you're the Knights, Armand, so it's not a runaway game yet, but you need to strike here early in the second half if you're Charlotte Christian.
Yeah, if you get 4 turnovers in the first half from a Providence team, this offense, which is so potent, one of the absolute best teams. We're not just talking about within the city of Charlotte. One of the absolute best teams in this state, in this region, and this country, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You're able to get 4 turnovers on them, but not turn that into more points for Charlotte Christian. That's a bit deflating and discouraging. But on the other hand, there's 2 sides to this coin, right? The other side of the coin is we're still very much in this game. And we have seen from this Charlotte Christian team that their offense has the potential to do some big things.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of taking advantage of those opportunities that they have and punching them into the end zone here in the second half.
Yep, that's right. The opportunities are there if Charlotte Christian can try to get this back to maybe a one-score game. So let's keep it here for about 20 more seconds, Armand. And I think one more quick hitter is that this game's still very much in reach for Charlotte Christian for this Battle of Sardis Road. Obviously, this is a big game for Charlotte Christian. They're at their place, down by 2 scores, trying to change that. They've been able to make Jaden Davis look a little bit mortal tonight, but how much more can they do defensively once we get the second half underway? It's Week 4, 2023 High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina.
Oh, man. There's nothing I love more than a good trail mix. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey. My pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
All right, we're back, and again, getting ever closer to the start of the second half. 21-7 Providence Day leading Charlotte Christian. This brings up this great story, Armand, one of many that we typically get on a given week when talking to the coaches. And of course, this is the great story of David Sanders. Now, right there on your screen for Charlotte Christian, you're looking at Corbin Hall, who had a pretty productive opening half defensively, and also Elliott Newcomb down there on your screen. But of course, a lot of the talk is for Providence Day and, of course, David Sanders, this guy who has the huge personality for Providence Day, and he is, he's quite something. He's got a great story to go along with all of this as well. So we're going to show him on your screen here in just a second.
He's number 70 in white for this Providence Day team, and I tell you, Corey, this guy can go to, frankly, wherever he wants to go, right? He's got every Power 5, basically, every major Power 5 option coming his way, and he'll make the decision when he and his family feel that it's the right time. But you tell the story, you tell it.
I want to set it up, and then I love for you to finish these stories. But now that we have a beat on him, we'll show him here in just a second. But even talking with Chad Greer, you brought up Sanders, and then Greer just kind of ran with it. He just loves him. Between the lines, he has that beast persona. We've already seen him be active tonight, getting after the Charlotte Christian quarterback, but a huge personality to go along with his big frame. He ran a 4.7 this summer. He's been trying to get more snaps. There he is. You see him there. Great camera work, guys, as always. That's number 70 right there with the helmet about halfway off. But the best part of the story, Armand, is what he kind of got into with an injury a couple years ago and how that opened his eyes to maybe life after football, the orthopedic kind of surgeon story, what he wants to do after football. We're going to bookmark it and we'll tease it, and then we'll pick it back up here in just a second following the kickoff to start this second half. A fresh 12 minutes on the third quarter clock in a 2-score game, 21-7, as Providence Day kicks off to Charlotte Christian. Here comes the return from Tate Estep that time. Estep, the coach, the son of the longtime head coach James Estep here at Charlotte Christian, gets us out to around the 34-yard line, and here come the Knights. But the story for Sanders goes back to the Cam Newton Classic in 2020. He was a freshman and got injured. They thought it was a lot worse than it could have been, and there's more to it. And we'll finish up the story after this first play of this drive. But wow, it is quite the story.
He's right there with his hands on his hips there, so we'll get a great chance to look at him. As we told you in the first half, he plays offense and defensive line for the Providence Day Chargers.
Okay, so here's Charlotte Christian, 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Handoff goes to Van, looking for room, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing a couple yards this time. Christian Van, the senior running back / cornerback, trying to get to the edge there, 2nd down.
And who was chasing him down in the backfield? And Van had to stiff arm him, but still did a good job of forcing the loss on the play. Who was there? David Sanders.
Of course, he knows what we're trying to do here. A loss of 2, 2nd and 12 from the 30-yard line. Farrell. Owen steps up, got away from a shoulder tackle. The ball popped out at the end. It's up. Oh, my gosh. Who has it? I think David Sanders has the football. It came right down into his hands.
My gracious.
It just got lodged out of Farrell's hands, and David Sanders has it.
My gracious.
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. David Sanders. This guy.
Oh, man. Ortho Carolina itched the replay. Farrell's trying to run, but the ball is not secure, and it's popped free, and it's like a fly ball coming straight at you.
Right.
And let's give some credit to the guy who knocked that ball out. That play was made by number 34, Lucas Saint-Guerre, who knocked that ball free. And, of course, David Sanders makes the play. Just like we figured he would make that kind of a play in this game tonight, because it's David Sanders.
Armand, he has his first interception of the season with the back half of the tip drill. But the story is great. We're going to tell it to you in just a second. Considering you just made the play, he deserves it. I promise we're getting to it. 1st and 10 from the 24, but Providence Day moves so fast. Give to Ian Klein. Here's Klein, who gets to about the 16, 17-yard line on a gain of about 7, 2nd down. But the story about Sanders is this. Providence Day was playing in the Cam Newton Classic in 2020. Sanders was a freshman. He was only like 14 years old. He got really hurt, and Chad Greer, head coach of Providence Day, thought that he put him in mortal danger. He thought he had ended his career, considering how he schemed him out there. Here it is, 2nd and 3 from the 17-yard line. And this is Klein, who keeps it going for the touchdown. His 2nd of the night from 17 out, and 6 more points on the board for Providence Day, Armand. This Chargers team, they're riding Klein tonight. Man, he's driving well.
They get the sweep score, and there was one very important block on the right side. Folks, we promise we're not making this up, right? But David Sanders was driving a Charlotte Christian defender so far away from the play, it was ridiculous.
Davis Dudley is going to drive this through. The extra point is good, and it is 28-7 Providence Day. But the growing legend of David Sanders, and it all started in Atlanta a couple years ago. Klein with that touchdown. Sanders, as Armand just said, making a key block. But wow, the rest of the story was he got injured down there, and everyone thought, gosh, this is it. This is it for David Sanders. His career is over. Well, Chad Greer came over to Sanders down in Atlanta. This was COVID year, 2020, because of all the crazy stuff that was happening. They felt like it would be quicker and better for Sanders, Armand, to be transported back here to Charlotte from Atlanta so that he could be looked at as opposed to waiting in the hospital in Atlanta. They got him back here. It took like 8 hours. But once he got back, Armand, you want to pick up the second half of the story? If you want, I don't want to hog it.
There's a certain part I want to come in on.
Okay.
You take it, and then I'll jump in.
Okay, they got him to Charlotte, and he's in the room. Chad comes over, kind of gives him a tap, checks on him, and Sanders winces in pain. And Chad Greer then thinks to himself, ooh, maybe that's his chink in the armor. Maybe David Sanders isn't all that tough. But then they find out that ultimately what happened, he broke his femur. So he was barely wincing after breaking his femur. So he's ultra tough, and it opened the eyes for Chad Greer, and then that propelled Sanders into thinking about something new.
And that is how, as the return gets to about the 19-yard line, that is when the light bulb starts to go off, and David says, you know what? I think I want to be an orthopedic surgeon for my career. Here's the replay. Look at him drive. Ortho Carolina instrument. He's driving a man so far out of the play, hands up, and just driving the defender away from the running back, Ian Klein, who ends up with the touchdown. Sometimes we just got to get that story in, because we want you folks to understand at home how unique a guy this David Sanders is, playing both sides, and just disarms you with his personality despite being a freakish athlete.
Yeah, he's got a great coach as well. Here's Owen Farrell again stepping up. Here goes Farrell, slides past the 30-yard line, slides down around the 33, so picks up a first down and a whole lot more. They'll mark it at the 31, so a gain of 12 on the run and slide.
And that's what I think we need to see more of from Charlotte Christian. Let Owen just take a play, right, make something happen, get you 7, get you 8, get you 9 yards. In that play, he gets 12 or so and picks up the first down.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 31. Here now for Charlotte Christian, down by 3 scores. Farrell looking, getting away from a tackle. He's still trying to barge ahead. He got pulled down at the end, and that was good pursuit that time for Providence Day, and call it Jace Goodwin coming in to pull him down.
Can we get a shot of Providence Day's defensive line? I just want you guys to look at these guys up front. Look at how big they are compared to what Charlotte Christian has on the offensive line. It really tells quite a story.
It does. I mean, there's some major size up there, some major coaching talent as well. How about Jonathan Goodwin coaching that unit, 13 years in the NFL. It's not the only NFL connection between these two teams, but it's one of them for Providence Day. 2nd and 8 after that 2-yard gain on the run and slide by Farrell. Owen Farrell steps up. He's going to do the same thing again, but this time the same space isn't there as Lucas Sandware comes in and gets him.
I want to give some love. I was going to try to give some love there for a second to Will Slater of Charlotte Christian, the center and the guard, trying to hold things down. But I tell you, the quarterback, Farrell, just couldn't find anything open. Everything broke down and made it so much easier for Providence Day to get to the quarterback.
That time a loss of 1. 3rd and 11 at the 30. Apart from the title game last year, the other games, like 5 of those last 6, really close games. Providence Day with a big lead. Here's Charlotte Christian trying to pick up a first down, little wide receiver screen that doesn't quite get the yardage. Tate E-step that time. He needed 11 yards. He's going to come up about 5 short of that, so it will be 4th down.
That was a great play by Cairo Skange, number 15 in white, the defensive back and the wide receiver, of dancing away from that block. Was not going to take that block on the outside, and he ends up fighting and hustling to make that tackle and help get the offense of Charlotte Christian off the field.
So the Knights will punt here with 7:40 to go in the 3rd, down 28-7. Tough catch right there, and a clean punt, though, by Trip Woody. It bounces out at around the 25. It almost happened again. Ortho Carolina committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists 365 days a year. Whether you're a coach, athletic trainer, parent, or an athlete, the Hurt mobile app, it's a must-have. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app tonight. Ortho Carolina committed to being the better choice. 7.5 to go in this 3rd quarter. And the Chargers have the football at the 25-yard line.
Charlotte Christian's in a bit of a danger zone here now, Corey.
Yep.
They need a stop.
Yes, they do. And this is exactly where the Chargers want to be at, where they've been at a lot this season. We've got a flag.
False start.
Okay. 1st and 15 coming up.
You know what would be really good for Charlotte Christian? A defensive score.
Yeah.
Pick 6 or strip sack, fumble, recovery for a touchdown. Boy, that would be huge for Charlotte Christian right now.
And how do you stop this offense led by their coordinator, Coach Corio? Here's Jaden Davis, or check that. Got a new one in here, that other quarterback. No, that is Davis. Davis keeps it.
Yep. Not something he does a whole lot, at least not in this game here tonight. But Davis takes that one and hustles for a pretty nice game.
Yeah, he picked up 6, so 2nd and 9 for Davis. And yeah, he didn't move a whole lot in that opening half. He didn't really get as mobile as we've seen Owen Farrell, but Davis has shown off some of his rushing ability this season. Does have 1 rushing touchdown coming into tonight. 2nd and 9 from the 26 for the Chargers. Davis has all that time. Now the clock starts to tick. Fires it. Goodwin has it for a first down and more. That'll move the chains for for Providence Day rather, as Davis had too much time, and that's the Achilles heel right there if you're the defense.
And a good job by Goodwin too, because after he makes the catch, it becomes an issue of speed, and he just blows by.
Yeah.
Charlotte Christian defenders to pick up that first down.
6:20. 1st and 10 from the 41. Davis this time flips it to Ship for a minimal gain. 2nd down.
And I tell you, when they start to get the pace going, they start to get into that rhythm.
Yeah.
I mean, it puts your linebackers in such a jam, and you start getting some man coverage on the outside because those linebackers want to come up and try to slow down the run. And then the next thing you know, they go up top with Ship or something like that. Big happens, and you find yourselves in a hole again defensively.
Yeah, you asked Chad Greer to give us 5 words to describe Jaden Davis. We'll tell you what they were in a second. This is wobbling and incomplete. Maybe got touched on its way out. It was Channing Goodwin was the only one over there close to it for Providence Day. It's incomplete, and it will bring up 3rd down and 5.
But yeah, I did ask I did ask Chad about that. And he gave me some interesting words. He said, leader, competitor, humble, respectful, and character. And I told Chad, I said, you didn't say anything about anything on the field.
Right.
Everything you're talking about is personality-based. And he said, well, that describes and explains who Jaden Davis is. His character off the field impacts his performance on the field.
Exactly. That's what really stood out. Needing 5 yards for a 1st down. Picking it up goes Brody Barnhart. He has a 1st down that's going to move the ball into Charlotte Christian territory. And just another weapon, Armand. Barnhart, who's listed at 3 positions, defensive back, running back, and wide receiver.
Pick your poison.
Yeah, right?
Pick your poison, man.
He picks up 12 there to get it to the 34 of the Knights.
I will say this, though. I love his name.
He's got, yeah, exactly right. Yeah,
just you finally got it.
Yeah, you're right. It took me way too long. Yeah, he's just missing an A.
Yeah, he needs the A.
He needs the A.
He's the A in the first name.
That's great. This is Klein. Maybe a yard. Actually, more than that. He gets to about 30, so he got like 3 yards. Not maybe. He got about 3 yards. So 2nd down coming up.
You get the sense that Providence Day is they're sitting in the comfortable chair in the house now, you know?
Right.
They're not running around trying to find anything, any spot. They found that chair, that comfortable chair, grandma's chair. They found it, and they're sitting in it right now, and they're sitting all over the Charlotte Christian defense.
I was going to say, is it John Mahoney's chair from Frazier? That comfortable of a chair?
Their offense is much more attractive than that chair was from John Mahoney.
That's right. Yeah, this is a runway model type of team. 4:31 to go in the 3rd. Time now for more from Ortho Carolina. They have urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, and dislocation. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the more efficient, reliable, just plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Remember, walk-ins are welcome. Ortho Carolina has 9 orthopedic urgent care locations. Learn more at orthocarolina.com. 4:31 to go in this 3rd quarter, 28-7. Providence Day over Charlotte Christian. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, Jay Bell, our entire team here. Week 4 of the 2023 Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series. Yeah, powered by Ortho Carolina. That's Kyle Van Dam, Armand, being led off, and they're all big players for Providence Day. He's one of them.
Kyle's been battling some injuries, and Chad Greer said we would see him tonight, and we have, but not a good look. Unfortunate situation there for Kyle, who's just getting back onto the field, first time in a while, and suffering an injury, and is helped off the field.
2nd and 6 from the 30. Davis, quick one to Goodwin. Goodwin, who's out at about the 16-yard line. That's a 1st down and more. And now inside the red zone are the Chargers.
Charlotte Christian is starting to blitz with more consistency, and that's well and good if you get to the quarterback. Because if you don't get to Jade, then those receivers have man coverage on the outside, and that's when they start to pick the secondary apart of Charlotte Christian. It's starting to rain, looks like, Corey.
It is. Yeah, there was supposed to be some rain for tomorrow.
Right.
So maybe this is the early part of it. You're exactly right. Yeah, right. Very light rain. That's what you want. 1st and 10 from the 19. And this is Klein who maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. He possibly lost a yard there and didn't have much space, and it's second down.
And that was Bryce Young. He laid a pop. He laid a pop on him, man. You're looking at Bryce there. And, man, I tell you, you want to talk about a guy who fills up a room?
Yeah.
Bryce is one of those guys, just like his dad, Bryant. But these guys, man, they're so tall and they're so big. And they're freakishly athletic, but they're gentle giants, man, gentle souls.
They are, yeah. As this rain, it's not just a sprinkle right now. It's picking up just a bit.
It's coming down a little harder.
Yeah, it took me a while to notice it. You saw it first.
Mm-hmm.
2nd and 11. That was a loss of 1. Here's Jaden Davis. Look at that. Pulled down by Jordan Ship. Ship to the 5-yard line. And the tackle by Jake Gullickson saved the touchdown.
Well, at some point, you know, when they get in these situations, they're going to start looking for Jordan Ship.
Yep.
And that's why you want to do everything in your power to slow this Providence Day offense down before they start getting into the red zone, because that's when Ship starts to warm up. That's when he starts catching everything in sight.
Yeah, he almost got that one to the house. They'll mark it here at the 5-yard line, and now the referee closest to it has to bring out the towel to wipe down the football, as we do have pretty steady rain right now. It's not hard thumping rain, it's a sprinkle, but there's a lot of it. 1st and goal from the 5. Give to Klein. Klein still pursued, cuts it back. Klein maybe works out a yard. 2nd and goal coming up.
Yeah, he did a whole lot just to have to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But he did it, and kudos to him for that.
2nd and goal from the 4.
You take another look at the Ortho Carolina instant replay. He's running for his life, but he's getting away from Charlotte Christian defenders and hustling back to the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's using our tent now. I knew that was going to happen. 2nd and goal from the 4. We're the most popular spot in town. Still going. That's Klein. And everybody for the Chargers obviously puts the hands up wanting a touchdown call. I haven't seen it officially yet.
No, the officials have not signaled.
That's a party game. How many people can you get under a tent? We're going to find out.
We got a lot of company over here, Corey. If one of us, if we trip and fall or something, we got a lot of people who can help us call this game.
That's it. In fact, they're going to, speaking of calling it, they're going to call that last one. That was a touchdown. So Klein had enough space to get it. Watch it again. And the extra point is blocked by Young. Young came out to block it on the try by Dudley. So there's the length and the motor of Bryce Young. Keeps it 34-7. With 1:23 left in the 3rd.
So when the signal was given for the touchdown, it had to have been given very, very late.
Yeah.
Because we look down and you look back up and they're lining up for the extra point.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a late move there for Klein that allowed him to get the extra yard. Because initially it looked like maybe he was a yard short, but he got it. So 34-7. And right now the only difference on the board is that last blocked extra point. Dudley blocked by Bryce Young. So in a 34-7 game, Charlotte Christian will get it back. And a lot of the fans on this side, the Charlotte Christian side, have emptied out because of the rain. And they've all taken cover, not only with us, but wherever they can find it here on the concourse. So the element of weather here late in this game. Here's a kickoff. Charlotte Christian will field it at the 15-yard line. The return comes out to about the 25. So about a 10-yard return that time, as the Knights will bring it back out. That's actually the quarterback, Owen Farrell, with the return that time.
Well, he is a pure athlete, right?
Yeah. So
just sort of put him anywhere. And that really can be said for most of the players on this field here. These guys are just like, I hate to use this term because I think about Frank Caliendo, but they're just football players, right? I mean, you put them anywhere. Right. Tight end, running back, kicking game, special teams, whatever. Put them out there and they'll do something special for you.
Yeah, so many two-way players. In fact, for Farrell a moment ago, that was his 3rd kickoff return of the season. He came in with about almost 100 yards on the season with just kickoff returns. 1st and 10. New quarterback in for Charlotte Christian. That is Elliott Newcomb, who saw some time late last week, Armand, against Christ School. We'll get a chance to see Newcomb here.
Yeah, Elliott's a sophomore, 5'10", and like you said, no surprise that he's in this game here. They think a lot of Elliott, and he's another guy. Head coach Chris James says he can sling it.
Yeah.
But he's also athletic, and you bring him in, try to mix things up, try to see what works for you, and pick up. And he got a nice game there, about 4 or 5 yards on that first down play.
That's right. 2nd and 6 with 30 seconds to go right at this moment. Handoff. This is Van, who takes it for a couple that time. See if there's enough time here. 13 seconds left in the third quarter. That's probably going to be the last play of the third. It only got a yard that time from Christian Van. So that will bring us to the end of the third in a 34-7 game with some rain as well. Ortho Carolina, they've got urgent care options that focus on orthopedic injuries such as sprains, fractures, strains, dislocations. You can count on Ortho Carolina to be the more efficient, reliable, just plain better choice when it comes to your care needs. Walk-ins are welcome at Ortho Carolina's 9 orthopedic urgent care locations. You can learn more at orthocarolina.com.
A good trail mix. But a mountain bike trail, not so much. Oh, hey, my pedal. Wonder where the other one is.
From urgent care to your full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
Good day, though. Good day.
Start of quarter number 4 is just moments away as we're back. The 2023 Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina. Corey Hodges, Armand Brody, and team here with you. It's 34-7, Providence Day over Charlotte Christian. And here we go, the final 12 of regulation. This is Elliott Newcomb. That one is tipped and almost picked again. In fact, it went off the back of Shepard Miller that time, and it almost fell down into the awaiting hands of not one but 2 Chargers.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. They run the play fake. Nice roll. And the pass just a little bit off target. Good coverage there, too, by Providence Day. Coverage from Ian Klein, I believe that was also a running back. And, of course, as we've established, so many of these players play on both sides of the ball, so no surprises there. Good play by Klein.
It was, and now on 4th down, here's the punt. It will land past the 40, and Providence Day will head out. So just 13 seconds off of the 4th quarter clock, and here's your score. A team, Armand, coming in already. You look at Providence Day, you look at some of the points they've been, putting up. That's the thing, is that there's such a, I guess there's been a lack of chances to run a lot of offensive plays. I mean, even Chad Greer talked about it. You're looking at some games, only about 20 or so offensive plays. He said, though, that this week, next week as well, maybe a chance to run 30, 40, 50 offensive plays. And even he said it's either going to show us that we're prepared for that, or maybe we've had it too easy the last couple weeks. They're getting extra time, the Chargers are, here late in this game, up 34-7. This is Ian Klein. Look at Klein stay up and get past midfield. He'll get about 9-10 yards there. He may have had enough for a first down. He does, as the Ian Klein show continues tonight. They're going to mark him just short of a first down.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. So great push up the middle, and then Ian finds the hole, right?
Yeah.
Once he finds the hole, and then he starts shedding tacklers. Shedding tackles. These arm tackles from Charlotte Christian are not going to work against Ian Klein. Ian's trying to be the Ortho Carolina player of the game here tonight, I believe.
He's starting to work right towards that. Klein gets it, not much. It may be 3rd down coming up.
Line's second down period.
It looks like he got about a yard. So, yeah, 3rd and short for Providence Day. And the rain is starting to let up a bit.
Thank goodness. Whew. The reeds are wet. The tablets are wet.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a summer storm. That felt like a summer shower, not a.
It did.
You know, not an almost fall shower.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. I'm from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Country town. And in that town, it would rain on one side, and then you drive about 3 minutes because that's all there is to the town. You're out of the town in about 5 minutes. On the other side of the town, it would be perfectly sunny.
Perfectly fine. Yep. Yeah, what is that? That's a small town thing for sure. I know. Yeah. That is unique to that. Here is Davis. Jaden Davis looking and throws it incomplete.
He gave him the catch.
Oh, they gave him the catch. Okay.
Channing Goodwin brought it in along the boundary.
So Goodwin able to hang in and pick up a first down on another Goodwin catch.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. Good hard roll to the right. And Jaden is so good when he's on the move and throws an absolute strike along the near sideline. That line drive brought in by Goodwin, who corrals it for a first down for Providence Day.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. For the Chargers, going deep, touchdown. There's your big strike tonight. We've been waiting on it all night. Jaden Davis connects with Jordan Shipp, and that's a touchdown.
Well, the ship has come in. Ortho Carolina instant replay. This is just a burner, man. Get behind the defensive back, just waiting on the ball, and at some point you knew there was going to be a Davis-Shipp connection in this ball game for a score, and there's the big one they were waiting for.
Yeah, this is a runaway now. David Dudley, the extra point, that time is clean, 41-7, and Providence Day is right up to their usual tricks here, just running away in this game. What a difference a quarter and a half almost makes in this game, Armand. I mean, we're seeing it right here. Ortho Carolina committed to empowering those who may be impacted by injuries. In partnership with the Hurt mobile app, Ortho Carolina provides free, on-the-go, real-time access to orthopedic specialists, and they do that 365 days a year. Whether you're a coach, athletic trainer, parent, or athlete, the Hurt mobile app, it's a must-have. Prepare yourself now for those unexpected moments by downloading the Hurt app, and do it tonight. Ortho Carolina, committed to being the better choice.
Life.
I think I broke my knee. I think I broke my collarbone. I can do better. Let me take that from the top.
From your first real urgent care visit to full recovery, Ortho Carolina is there every step of the way.
I think I broke my ALC.
It's ACL. He's getting really good.
Morris, Kate,
Just under 10
Cannell,
to play in
Adeline.
this game tonight in a 41-7 game. Providence Day over Charlotte Christian, as we're back here on week 4 of the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina. All Providence Day, and the Knights will get the football back. Here comes the return, looking for space, finding some space. Tate Estep didn't give up and got some extra yards out of that, so we'll see where they mark it here for the Knights as they're back to work. Down big, but you know, these moments, Armand, always give you a chance to kind of see what you can work on for next week, what you can put into the playbook. Sometimes garbage time isn't really garbage time.
Yeah, good point. I will say this, though. If you're Providence Day, and I said it earlier, but there's an extra layer to that point I want to make. As a championship team, and Providence Day has won back-to-back championships,
yeah,
you got to be able to win even when you're not playing your best. That's what great teams do. Even when you don't have your best stuff, you got to be able to win games. And Providence Day has not been their best, but they're still well ahead in this game.
1st and 10 from the 28. Here comes a big run for Christian Van. Look at Van get it past midfield into Providence Day territory. He takes that one just past midfield and about 4 yards to the good. So there's Christian Van.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. Christian's a bit undersized, man, but they get great blocking. That's a great block up at that offensive line, at the line of scrimmage there to give Van some space. That block was from Dixon McLean, who was hurt earlier, but is good to go there, and great block on the left side.
1st and 10 from the 48. And this is still Elliott Newcomb, the quarterback, gives it again to Christian Van. Van got away from one tackle and then ultimately taken care of by Brennan Drummond. 2nd down.
Yeah, the first time we've heard from Brennan Drummond tonight.
Yep.
Freshman. And Chad Gray even told us, he said, because of how we've been winning, other guys have gotten opportunities to get playing time. And tonight, Brennan Drummond's one of those guys. Good for him. Freshman getting time in a big game.
Yeah, getting his opportunity to play. 2nd and 10 from the 48. That last one for Van, no gain. This is Newcomb who fires incomplete. Couldn't link up with Shepard Miller. 3rd down.
Yeah, just a little bit off target there on the connection. Could not make it. Ortho Carolina instant replay. They got decent enough protection, and the play's got to go to Miller. And he had to throw that thing when he threw it because Brody Barnhart was creeping up from the defensive backfield.
3rd and 10 from the 48. Newcomb has Christian Van in the backfield. He will send him out wide. So an empty backfield, and here's Newcomb, but first a flag.
Offsides.
Okay.
It's not been the most penalty-marred game that we've had this year. That's good. Yeah.
That's right. We're just over 2 hours in. High-scoring game, especially with all the scores for Providence Day. But, yeah, not a whole lot of penalties. It's kept things at a pretty brisk pace. 3rd down and 5 after the penalty on the Chargers. Newcomb puts it up, incomplete. Trying to go to Ryan Henley, who doubles as a pass catcher and a running back. 4th down.
I'm looking at the quarterback here, as you folks are at home or wherever you're watching from, looking at Elliott Newcomb. And I'm wondering if Owen Farrell is just done for the night. I would have to assume so, as seeing as how we've not seen him in the last couple of possessions. But Elliott's a guy for the future, I guess you could say. Owen is a junior, and the sophomore is Elliott. So maybe seeing what the next couple of years could be like.
4th and 10 for Newcomb. Goes deep, and that one is intercepted. We're talking about Brennan Drummond a moment ago, and Drummond comes up with the pick. So now he is into this game. Brennan Drummond.
Ortho Carolina instant replay. It's a 4-man rush, but yet the pressure still gets to him. He's trying to get that pass away, and there are so many white jerseys down there. Pass is underthrown and picked off by Brennan Drummond. How about the freshman, man?
Yeah.
How about the freshman making a big play in this game? And kudos to him. Good for him. And once again, that's what happens when you're able to get pressure with 4 guys, with your down linemen. There's so many things that open up for your defense on the 2nd and 3rd level.
That is, speaking of the freshman, that is Brennan Drummond's 3rd pick of the season.
He's a pro now, right?
No
3
kidding.
picks, yeah.
3 picks. He joins the Cairo Scanes Club, the Brody Barnhart. In fact, he and Brody Barnhart have 3 picks apiece now. So, yeah, he's initiated. Ball's out. Ball lost. Looked like the running back lost it. Not sure if that was Klein or not, but he lost it, and it will be a recovery for the night. Shepard Miller was the one who got to it. I think Miller's going to get credit for the recovery. This ball just popped out.
Yeah, the Ortho Carolina instant replay, they brought in Zaid Lott as the quarterback, and the running back was just gobbled up in the backfield. And I think that's Bryce Young who blew that play up. What a surprise, right? Bryce Young blows it up, forces the turnover. Charlotte Christian gets the ball right back.
Now, suddenly, with one play between the start of that drive, which only lasted a play for Providence Day, and that long-ish drive for Charlotte Christian, now technically you've been able to move the football down here to the 14-yard line. Not in sequential order, but this is the best opportunity in a while for the Knights. Newcomb, whistles everywhere, stop this play. Incomplete to Henley anyway.
Far side official is pointing at Providence Day, and that's because it's an offsides on Providence Day.
Move this football even closer now into the so-called green zone. Put it at the 8-yard line here for the Knights. So talking about Elliott Newcomb, he's got a chance here to operate inside the 10. Maybe show something here late in this game. And ahead for the touchdown is Christian Van. So Van gets a score for the Knights. For Van, his 5th touchdown of the season, and that will ignite the cannons again.
Yeah, frightened me like I don't know what. Just a second to go. But Van gets it to the end zone with great blocking on that left side. Ortho Carolina itched their replay. Watch him here. They get great push out the middle. They seal a great block in the hole that time by number 70 on that offensive line. And that block was from Ross Goodrich, the sophomore center. And he's just able to bounce it outside and get the score for Charlotte Christian. Some good feelings here with 8 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, it's good to see. Trip Woody, always proficient. But that time he had it blocked. And that's a second block kick. Yeah, I sure did. No doubt about that. Second block extra point tonight. Braxton Winston that time came out and just volleyballed it down.
Yep. All you heard was a thud.
Yeah. Almost like that cannon, 41-13. I was going to say, we've got like 2 weeks before Halloween. Armand and I both jumped.
Scared the crap.
Like it was a skeleton on the porch. Gosh.
While we have a moment.
Yeah.
I do not have much of a voice here tonight, so pardon me. You had a sore throat last game.
Right.
And I've got a little something going on here. I'm not sick, though. But happy birthday, man. Your birthday was yesterday.
Thank you, Armand.
And I was going to bring you some cake, but I said, nah, probably won't do that. You are 33 now.
You got it.
33 years old.
Ooh.
And our producer, Jay Bell, he's got a birthday coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jay and I are Libras.
Is that what it is? Jay says he's a Scorpio.
Oh, do you just get over the cusp? Oh, that's right. He does. That's right.
That's always weird to me, by the way. Like, why would there not be like the same month? Why would there be different signs within the That's dumb to me.
That's right. Jay's on the line of demarcation. He's a Scorpio. Now, you know what? It all makes sense now. I'm definitely a Libra.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Jay's a Scorpio. He is dead. Oh, it all makes sense. Oh, we're going to have a party next Friday.
Friday after next, you mean?
Yeah, right.
We got Independence and Butler, too, which should be a really fun game. We've seen Independence already this year, and those guys are playing with their hair on fire.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be – we've already seen Independence once this season when we saw them at Charlotte Catholic a couple weeks ago on our last broadcast. Now we get to see them again. That is coming up. I know we got the teaser a little bit later, but, yeah, it's going to be great. 8:08 and some heartbreak here so far tonight for Charlotte Christian, but 8:08 to go. Hanging in. That one's pulled in by William McDermott for a completed catch. Jersey's wrinkled. That was Gordon Sellers. Looked like an 8. It was a 6. Sellers pulled it in for a first down at the 32-yard line.
Dude, that was a great catch.
Ooh, it was.
I mean, just sort of wrested it away from the defender.
And we've got Zaid Lott in at quarterback for Providence Day, the other housekeeping note.
Mm-hmm.
So Lott to Gordon Sellers. 1st and 10 from the 32. So 2 new quarterbacks in. Lott looking like Jaden Davis. Airs it out deep. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch. Jordan Ship more air yards. And he's rocking that average depth of target tonight. That time he pulls it in on the rainbow from Lott.
Well, we're in the state of North Carolina, and we know a thing or two about men named Jordan. But look at this Ortho Carolina instant replay. Waiting on it, the timing, the stretch.
Wow.
working through the coverage, which was not bad man coverage, but Chip's going to win that matchup each and every single time, and he does it right there as he was working on the outside for that huge gain, working on Ace Clemens. How about a freshman cornerback trying to work against Jordan Ship, the UNC commit?
Whew. At the 29, 1st and 10, here goes Ian Klein. We do have a late flag. Klein able to strike. Right now it's a 29-yard rumble for 6. We'll see if it holds up. It would be Klein's 3rd touchdown of the night if it is.
Waiting on the marker here, was thrown very late at about like the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
As Klein was thundering into the end zone. The touchdown will count.
Okay.
It's a personal foul, face mask on Charlotte Christian.
Ian.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about our Ortho Carolina player of the game. Watch the move. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Then the stiff arm. There's the face mask committed by Charlotte Christian, committed by Matthew Jones, number 24. But, yeah, man, what a run.
Look at this, trying to go for 2 here, but it got jumbled in the hands of Barnhart, who was splitting out and got the direct snap. And Barnhart and Providence Day throwing a little wrinkle in themselves, trying to go for 2. So consequently, we're still down here. We've got another flag down.
I think the flag is on Providence Day. I saw the official signal in that direction.
Against the Chargers. Penalty be a 5-yard penalty assessed. About the 7.
So they're going to move them back. All right, so they're going to move them back 5 yards. So Providence Day is going to do this extra point situation over here.
Okay. So Davis Dudley is going to get ready for the extra point the conventional way here after the hold by Klein, who just got the touchdown. 17 touchdowns now in the season for Ian Klein. 3 tonight. Extra point is up and good. This is a 48-point outing here tonight for Providence Day. Just another scoreboard chomper here tonight for the Chargers, who add another touchdown as Klein in this running game coming to play tonight on a Friday.
Well, I said earlier that Providence Day doesn't usually kill you softly.
Yeah.
It was drawing from the Roberta Flack classic song from the 1970s. But they kind of killed Charlotte Christian softly here tonight.
Yeah.
We were expecting an early start. We talked about the need for Charlotte Christian to make an early statement, and they got some breaks, forcing, 3 turnovers in the first half? And didn't make a whole lot of it, and you knew at some point, if you keep letting Providence Day have the door open, just a crack, they're going to start to bust it down. And without question, that's exactly what they've done here really since, late second quarter?
Yeah.
But especially here in the third and fourth quarter, they've busted the door completely down.
Look at this now. I mean, Providence Day, and everyone knows their offense is geared towards getting the ball, scoring touchdowns. And look at these last couple of games. 49 points against Charlotte Country Day, 62 against North Raleigh Christian, 59 against Christ School, 49 against Cannon, 42 against Charlotte Catholic, 47 against Asheville. Obviously undefeated and looking to go to 8-0. And all of this coming after that exciting Northwestern game to start their season, in which it was 42-35. And that was that game at Bank of America Stadium. 2 chances this season, Armand, for Providence Day. Well, this is technically the third. They're on the Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series powered by Ortho Carolina game, of course, tonight, but they've been on ESPN this season. Of course, they had the game at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown to start the season against Northwestern. And when this team shows up, they pile on the points. And to go back to your point, early in that first quarter with the turnovers and Charlotte Christian just not quite able to take advantage of some of those, that could have been kind of the point of the game. Ryan Henley will take it for a couple, and Charlotte Christian's back to work here late.
Missed opportunities from Charlotte Christian, back in the first half. And it's like, hey, okay, you miss one. what's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you.
Right.
Fool me twice. You know, like, okay, when can we get the opportunities and capitalize? And Charlotte Christian just never quite did.
2nd and 1. Newcomb hands it to Shepard Miller. Miller is going to easily have this first down. He's around the 39-yard line there, just shy of the 40. Picks up the first. And so Charlotte Christian has a first down and just looking to go down, maybe score another touchdown, and all of this occurring late here in the fourth quarter. Mark it at the 38, 1st and 10. Again, this is Elliott Newcomb at quarterback. Again to Miller. Shepard Miller just past midfield. That's another first down as Miller showing some wheels here late.
Shepard's a good name for a running back, too.
Yeah.
I will take care. I will protect the ball.
Right.
I'm a little frustrated with myself. I'm a little disappointed right now, Corey. I'm going to tell you why in a second.
Okay, well, Shepard Miller, not disappointed. He came in -4 rushing yards. He's making up for it, and then some. He's going to get it again. Miller in a crowd gets a couple yards out of that, 2nd down.
How about Ryan Henley with the blocking there in the run game? Not just blocking, but he was hopping and blocking, hop blocking. I don't even know if that's an actual term, but doggone it, I just made it up.
It is now.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
But I'm disappointed in myself because I took my papers. I've been holding them. I'd rested them on the table, and the table is soaking wet.
Oh.
That's not my notes. My notes are soaked here on the back, and I'm so disappointed.
This is Newcomb. Hangs in, incomplete. Henley went up and almost had it, but couldn't hold on. And yeah, you fell into it. My notes have been wet since it started raining.
Yeah.
I thought at least one of us was going to get out of here without wet paper, but yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, Ryan is probably wishing he was 6'4", like his counterpart from Providence Day.
Yeah.
I guess 6'2", Jordan Shipp and Goodwin. 6'2" is taller than 5'10", though, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Yep, he left way too early. He was already down the field there. Vincent Rosen was gone, running up the field, and the play had not, ball had not been snapped yet.
And that's Rosen.
Right. Actually, check that.
Oh.
So he moved, but there was movement first from Providence Day. Here it is, Ortho Carolina instant replay. Okay. Interesting. They called it on 75 and white, Providence Day, but it was pretty close. I thought they got Rosen on it, but it was called on William Kirchner.
3rd and 1. Newcomb pulled in by Shepard Miller. Miller bangs his way past the 35, and it will easily be enough for a first down. And that's a fresh set for Charlotte Christian. Pretty good drive here going with under 4.5 to go tonight.
Well, I guess it's Miller time.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, that's right, in more ways than one. Not for me, I'm a teetotaler, but for everybody else, have one. 4:10 to go. 1st and 10 from the 34. Handoff goes to Ryan Henley. Henley hang in there, get about 6-7 yards out of that. 2nd down.
Henley makes some really sharp cuts, too. That's been a part of his game that we've seen tonight that I've been impressed personally by.
Yeah.
And like we've established, he's not the biggest guy, not much size on this Charlotte Christian team, and Chris James even told us that. He said historically as a program, we've been a pretty undersized team, but we've got all kinds of courage and toughness and tenacity.
2nd and 3. This is a first down pickup for Ryan Henley. So Henley's kind of taking the back half of this drive. It was started early by Shepard Miller. Now Henley getting Charlotte Christian to the 16-yard line, first down.
How about that offensive line, though, man? I mean, they cleared the way. I'm talking about 4 or 5 yards up the field. Looked like the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line for a second there, just moving linemen back.
Yeah, like that Rabin Gap line everybody's talking about, too. Give goes to Miller. Miller gets it inside the 10-yard line. In fact, they're going to mark him probably around the 6. So it should be first and goal.
I do have a question I need to ask.
Yes, sir.
I know that Halloween's coming up, and it's just a simple question, and I take this very seriously.
Yeah.
Candy corn, yes or no?
I totally know my answer, but I feel like you're not going to like my answer because I'm universally shot down on this answer, but I love candy corn.
Oh, man.
I knew it. See, that's why.
Man.
Oh, my gosh.
Gracious.
Come on. Here's Newcomb. End zone intercepted. So a late pick. Braxton Winston with the INT, and that snuffs out this late drive for the Knights.
Yeah, Braxton's got all kinds of offers that have been coming his way. Ortho Carolina instant replay. The pass is underthrown. Braxton times the jump perfectly as they were trying to get into the end zone there for the touchdown with Vincent Rosen, the 6-foot wide receiver. But that time Braxton Winston just got up, pass underthrown, got up, perfect timing on the jump, and picked it off.
So occurs in the end zone, put it at the 20, and yeah, you talked about the college stuff, Armand. 8 Power 5 offers for Braxton Winston. Get you some of that. Jeez.
We do need to revisit the candy corn, though, for a second.
We're done with that. If
you said you love.
If you guys are just
nobody loves candy corn.
The only person that can bully me is my wife. Yeah. Soon to be ex-wife, maybe, if I keep up this candy corn talk. Jeez. It's the only one allowed to bully me. But I get it.
Candy corn is disgusting.
I know.
It's so bad.
She says the same thing. No one around me likes candy corn.
It's so bad.
I know.
Man. Candy corn is so bad.
I know it is. Well, you know what?
You know it is.
Yeah.
And you love it anyway.
Watch me eat a bag of it. I'm going to go from a 36 waist to a 38 waist on candy corn. Watch me. Watch me. 2nd and 14. Candy corn. Oh, this is a bad time for a long pause. Come on, snap the football. 2nd and 14. Yeah, right. No kidding. Oh, boy, this doesn't go anywhere in the backfield. That is a major loss. Chase Bierman had it, but Charlotte Christian just powered him back. It's going to be 3rd and extra long coming up.
So which end tastes better, the orange or?
Well, I always eat the top part first.
Eat the top part first.
Yeah, so the orange. Right, you don't like it, right.
No, candy corn is bad. Candy corn is
well,
bad. Candy corn is bad.
Okay, well, fine, my Friday night friends. What is your favorite candy, Armand? What's your Halloween candy of choice?
Probably, man, I'm a sucker for a mini Snicker.
That is disgusting.
Stop it. You don't even believe that.
No, I don't. I love Snickers. But
I know you do.
Okay, Jay, what's your candy from the truck?
20 Twix.
20 Twix. That's disgusting. How could you like Twix? Are you kidding me? Okay, you're right. The left is better. Gosh. You know what? You guys, Twix and Snickers. I've heard it all now. That's right. You raise I see your candy corn hate. I raise you Twix and Snickers hate.
It's illegitimate hate, though.
I know it is because it's totally untrue.
It's artificial, contrived hate.
You guys just listed 2 of my top 5 candies.
Doesn't
exactly.
count. Top 5?
Yeah, I love them.
Okay.
Twix. You remember the Seinfeld Twix episode?
But candy corn is not in your top 5, though, right? Get it out of there. Don't do that.
Crispy M&Ms, Twix, Snickers, Reese's Fast Break, and something else. Okay, but we've got business, though, first. Right. More importantly than any of that, Armand, who's our player of the game?
Player of the game is Ian Klein of the visitors from Providence Day. Number 21, Ian Klein, just a marvelous game. Was just living in the end zone tonight. Ian Klein is our Ortho Carolina player of the game, and a big win for Providence Day. They're going to win this one 47-13.
That's right. That's the final. Into victory formation. That last knee will end this one. 47-13 is the final. Klein's 3 rushing touchdowns. The big story of the night as Providence Day 8-0 staying undefeated in conference and overall play. And this offense will continue to be the talk of Charlotte this season. A very impressive 8-0 in a kind of a redux game of that state title matchup last season when it was Providence State and Charlotte Christian going at it. And like that game, a bit of a runaway tonight for Chad Greer's Chargers. But again, to kind of start wrapping it up, I do go back to that first quarter, Armand. Gosh, when you get a couple of picks off of Jaden Davis, who early on and somewhat throughout didn't quite look like the usual Jaden Davis, got picked off a couple times. Charlotte Christian just wasn't quite able to take advantage of some of those turnovers, and you could feel the life kind of build for the Chargers.
Yeah, the mark of a championship team, can you win when you're not at your best?
Yeah.
Not only did Providence State win this game, they won it convincingly and authoritatively, and that's why they're one of the best teams you're going to see in high school football.
Yeah, you said it, 8-0 for Providence Day. The final, sad to say, but the final Charlotte High School Football Rivalry Series, powered by Ortho Carolina game, it is October the 27th, so 2 weeks from now, when Independence takes on Butler. We will be there at Butler, and we'll get to see Independence again as we get set to wrap up our fun fall of football here on the NFHS Network. It's been a fun night, as usual. Providence Day with the big win for Jay Bell and the truck, our entire team, alongside Armand Brody. Having some fun as always. I'm Corey Hodges. Thanks as well to everyone on our team, Sal Caprita, Corey Steinecker, everyone that makes this possible as well. Cannot thank them enough. Good night from South Charlotte. Providence Day with a big win. They're 8-0. They get the win tonight over Charlotte Christian. Good night on Friday the 13th.